Welcome to the Smark podcast. I'm Aaron. This is Adam.
Oh, hi, Marks.
And today we are here to talk about AEW for the last week, amongst other things. And, well, how's the news for the week, Adam?
Um, well, I mean, the news is bad, bad,
Well,
all
yeah.
bad all the time, because that's the United States, right now, and probably for a lot longer. But even in AEW, the I want to preface this by saying the TV we got this week for AEW was fantastic, and
Yeah.
it was really, really, I mean, continues to fire on all cylinders and hits the stride. But a few hours before the show on Wednesday from Orlando, there was something that happened that was really, really, really disappointing. Uh, Marty Scurll, former member of the Elite, former head booker of Ring of Honor before the Speaking Out movement, where he was outed as having slept with a 16-year-old girl who was drunk, and basically treated like the pariah he should be treated as a result of that. From most of the wrestling industry, although I've seen that he's taken a couple of indie bookings here and there in England and other places. Probably from down on their luck indies who are just hoping to sign anybody with a name. He posted on his Instagram account a picture of himself in the parking lot of Cracker Barrel with one Hangman Adam Page. And it wasn't Hanger's account. And I don't think it broke enough in time for it to really impact the crowd that was there in Orlando. But I know on Blue Sky it was kind of a scandal, and we haven't heard anything from Page regarding this. But it sucks because, I mean, on the one hand, I know what it's like to have dumbass friends, and I know how difficult it can be to let those people go. But at the same time, we go pretty hard on Ricochet for his associations. I will say that the difference is that Ricochet was the one who posted those photos of himself with Jason Rance.
Yeah.
And he's the one who was reposting Andrew Tate tweets.
Yeah.
It was his account that he chose to do. So, I mean, there's difference there. But at the same time, it's like, Skrull has been persona non grata for good reason for a long time now. He to this day claims that both he and the girl were inebriated, which doesn't really matter. And I believe that in England there may be I don't know what the age of consent in England is. Even if it is 16, that's still gross. Something can be legal and still be gross.
Yeah.
And I have trouble with Hangman, who, for the most part seems to be very much on the right side of most things in his real life and as a character. Continuing, apparently. I mean, this could have just been a random encounter. I mean, everybody knows the touring schedule. They can look up the touring schedule. They can ambush anybody they want, I suppose. But he still posed for a picture, knowing that Skrull was probably going to use it for clout.
Yeah.
To try and regain what he lost of his career.
That's honestly the best case scenario, though.
And that is the best case scenario.
Worst case scenario, they're friends.
Yeah, like friends.
Worst case scenario, Marty came to Hangman and pled forgiveness, and Hangman is going to the boss in his favor. Which, if Marty Scurll shows up on AEW television, I am not going to be sure what to do.
Yeah, I don't think it's going to happen.
I hope not. I hope Tony Khan has more fucking sense than that. And if there is anybody from AEW listening to our show, because I swear to God, it's like y'all are doing exactly what we say at this point sometimes. Especially when like we hint for 2 weeks that we're going to talk about the trios problem, and then we start talking about the trios problem, and then you start fixing it immediately. Like it's almost like you're telling us.
That was probably always the plan.
It's almost like you're telling us, thanks for the advice, guys. But here's the best advice I could ever give you: don't hire that motherfucker.
Yeah,
don't do it.
You let go of Jimmy Havoc for a reason.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I mean, it was a slightly different one. You know, that was like battery. You know, but like it's still, you know, it was a problem, and you guys handled it. And I thought that they handled it really well. They sent him to counseling, and then they fired him.
Yeah.
In the wake of the speaking out movement, like you can't have these guys coming back unless they show some real contrition.
Mm-hmm.
Like an actual apology, actual work done in terms of improving themselves as people. Like, I'm not against giving people second chances if they are acting in good faith, and if they are introspective, and if they are accepting that they did something wrong and they want to make up for it. I'm not against that. If we go down against that, then nobody ever forgives anybody for anything, and we just stall as a society. It just doesn't work. Obviously, there are certain lines that you cross that's no longer an option. But for the most part, for most things, like, I do believe that people can be forgiven if they want to be, and if they work to truly be a better person in the wake of their very bad mistakes. Marty Scurll, to my knowledge, has done nothing but continue to proclaim his innocence in a way that does not even if everything that he says is 100% true, does not exonerate him.
No.
You know, saying we were both drunk doesn't undo the 16-year-old you slept with.
Yeah.
Like,
there are okay. So look. Just as somebody who has just an epic amount of experience in the drinking, and an epic amount of like that drinking happening at house parties when I was a teenager.
Yeah.
I'll tell you this right now. If you're too drunk, if you're so drunk and your inhibitions are so low that the age of consent no longer matters, or the age of the person in bed with you no longer matters, you are probably also too drunk to get it up, or get it in, for that matter.
I mean, that's probably true.
If you are still able to have a coherent sexual experience, you are probably still of enough of your mind to make a better decision.
Unless, I mean, you could always be mixing alcohol with Viagra, I suppose.
Maybe, but still,
I mean, that's a party right there, I suppose.
Like I'm just, all I could think is like, man, if you were able to coerce this person into having sex with you, whether they were drunk or not, if you were also drunk, you weren't drunk enough to be like, I was also drunk. You weren't, like, if you remember the encounter, you weren't drunk enough to plead fucking ignorance because of drunkenness. I'm sorry.
Yeah. Furthermore, like, it could be that, sure, they were both drunk, and she came up to him and solicited his attention, but that doesn't mean anything because she's still 16,
Yeah.
and you're still drunk,
Mhm.
and it's non-consensual.
We
Like it's consent goes out the window
Yeah.
when a certain level of inebriation hits. It just it it just does.
Part of the sexual assault problem in this country, the epidemic of sexual assault that's been happening in this country for 200 fucking years, basically, part of it is that nobody or not enough people in society or dads or whoever, people responsible for male children, are like the general teaching in America anyway. I don't know how this is in other countries. So if you're from another country and they teach kids differently there, then okay, cool. In American culture, males are taught that sex is a conquest, that it's a trophy almost. And they're not teaching kids, and I wasn't taught this. This is something that, because I'm not a fucking scumbag, I figured out on my own. But like, they're not teaching young men in this country that the responsibility is on us to like recognize that a girl is not in a position to give consent, and rebuffing and being like, hey, maybe you should sit down and have a bottle of water instead of putting your hand in my pants, because you are in a position where you cannot give me consent right now. Like, even if you do say this is what you want, yes, you're inebriated, so technically that's still a no. Even if you're enthusiastic, like,
even if you
still inebriated,
even if you got, the only reason that you got drunk was to get up the courage to solicit that with knowledge of forethought, and even if it was your intent to do that from the beginning, guess what? You're inebriated. Doesn't count.
Still can't give me consent.
It doesn't count.
Mm-hmm. Like I get like South Park makes fun of it, or made fun of it, but I understand the consent form.
Yeah.
Like, I understand that. I understand videoing. Like, if a guy videos the girl he's about to sleep with, of her saying, I am of age, here's my ID, blah, blah, blah. Even if it's a fake ID, like, it's just, he's like
covering his butt.
He's covering his ass, because these girls can't really give you consent, and then they'll wake up sober and regret their decision. And then now because they were inebriated, because they can't give consent, now it's a fucking assault, dude. Period.
Yeah.
Like, even if that's not how she feels, that's how the law feels.
Yep.
So, like, but nobody's teaching young men in this country to not do that type of to like understand, like, this girl, like assess the situation. Are you able to give me consent right now? Is a question that they should be asking themselves right off the hop. And most guys don't do that.
In Europe, because I mean, Marty Skrull's from England, and he should. I mean. Apparently, they're not doing it there either. Speaking Out was mostly centered on UK talent.
Yeah, but he also came in. Oh, I mean, we had plenty of Texas talent come across that too. Plenty of people I knew, to be honest, and fucking broke my heart in some cases. Yeah. But those same people got fucking cut off immediately too. It wasn't no bullshit, fuck if this guy was part of the elite. Hangman should fucking know better. Okay, look, here's the part we were talking about where we were like, we got to go live now before you do this. Here we are. I go equally hard on Ricochet. Like, fuck you for retweeting Andrew Tate. Fuck you for, like, if you weren't so talented in the ring, I'd have nothing good to say about you, motherfucker. Nothing. Nothing. Like, let's make that abundantly clear. Ricochet, like, if he wants to talk to me on a man-to-man basis because I'm saying some words that might upset him right now, come see me, dog. Come see me. You just got married. I'm a fucking 3-time dad. The type of people that you hang around with and the type of shit that they say and do is enough to get you fucking housed. So let's understand this real quickly. If you weren't fucking so good in the ring, and I mean so fucking good. If you were just a median average guy, I'd be riding Tony's ass every time we record one of these shows to fire you immediately. In fact,
and his character work has been really good too,
if he fired you right fucking now, I would lose zero sleep.
Well,
None. No fucking sleep. I would wonder what's going to happen to poor GOA now, but I give a fuck less about you. And so it's like, fuck Ricochet. Like, other than the fact that he's just that good and he really is that good in the ring. But like, it's the same thing with Logan Paul. Logan Paul's good in the ring, but fuck that kid. Fuck him. You know, so Ricochet, you're the company you keep, the shit you believe in, fuck you. Okay, first of all. Second of all, you're really good in the ring. That's the only reason you have a job. But that doesn't mean that I have to forgive or like or deal with any of that bullshit. I only say good things about you because sometimes you get in the ring with wrestlers I really do enjoy and really do like, and you make them look good. Cool. But if they fired you today, not a single tear, not a single wink of sleep lost, none of that. I'll make a sandwich and sleep like a baby. And fucking, so that's how I feel about Ricochet, just based on it. But Hangman, bruh.
Yeah,
First of all,
it hurts.
Marty Scurll better not get hired, because that's going to be a fucking problem for me. Like, what? Where do we pivot this show after that?
Yeah,
we start watching classic wrestling or covering NJPW or something. I mean, I don't Ring of Honor, because maybe he won't show up over there. I don't fucking know.
It's still owned by the same guy that
yeah,
hired him.
Still don't know what to do there. Secondly, or Hangman needs to get ahead of it. Well, I mean, he's behind it already, but he's got to get out in front of this shit. Be like, look, I didn't like, that's an old picture, or Marty,
it's definitely not an old picture.
Or I just ran into Marty at this place, you know, and we talked because we're old friends, but I can't condone the things he did, and you know, this is the last year, you know, whatever. There's got to be some kind of statement about this. And I know there's other shit going on. Like, to some people, they're gonna be like, this is trivial compared to the other things happening in the United States. Well, yeah, of course it is. Wrestling as a whole is trivial compared to the other shit that's happening in the United States. This is just the 4 hours a week I get to enjoy something.
Yeah. Because also it's what we cover, so I mean, it is pertinent to this show.
Yeah. But this is what we're covering in the show is the 4 hours a week we get to enjoy life and not think about that shit. Because I can get engrossed in a wrestling show enough to forget what's happening outside.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't know how long I'm going to be able to do that. Yeah. You know, how long before we try to invade Greenland or Canada, and then I don't get to ignore the shit happening outside anymore. You know, not even for 4 hours a week, which right now is all I get to ignore it for, is the 4 hours a week. If I'm at work, I'm hearing about this shit. If I'm on my phone, it's everywhere. Like Blue Sky, Twitter, the news. Like, you can't get away from this shit. All right. It's fucking awful. All right. But please, dear God, Tony Khan, don't make me fucking fuck that up too. Please don't make me fucking give that shit up too by hiring this fucking scumbag. Fuck Marty Scurll. All right, like, fuck him. I don't believe any of his justifications. I don't believe anything that he's fucking saying. I don't think he would be providing a half-ass apology or justification at all if nobody had outed his ass. Just like I know that the dudes who got outed here in the local scene around here wouldn't have fucking ever come out and admitted this shit if they didn't get outed. Like, I know, because some of them were still actively doing the shit when they got outed.
Yeah.
You know, so, like, I don't believe for a second that he's apologetic. I don't believe for a second. Like, I believe the only thing he regrets is that it cost him his job.
Yeah. Probably. That's
so,
usually the mindset of people who get caught doing this kind of stuff.
Yeah. Basically, all I can say about those, like, say it ain't so, Hanger. Like, somebody tell me that this was just a random encounter, or that this motherfucker ambushed him in the parking lot, or tell me it's not what it looks like. Okay?
Yeah.
Because what it looks like,
it's not great.
It's not great. Yeah, it's not a good look for AEW. That's not a good look for Hanger. Like, man, how are you going to go for, like, that would be an instant, like, I was the main character one day. Somebody posted a picture of me on the internet, and I'm no longer the main character type shit.
Yeah.
Like,
and the problem is that, like, he's on Blue Sky, but he's on, like, maybe once a month.
His last post was like 2 months ago. So
yeah, like, his last post was was promoting the 1 hour sale for the black version of his Leaves His Plant shirt, which I bought and now own, and now I have this, and now it's like, oh, I spent money on that, and now I don't even know if I want to wear that shirt.
Yeah, that sucks.
But but yeah, and then he deleted it, and I get why he deleted it because it was a 1 hour sale, like it was no longer pertinent.
Yeah, by the time I
no
saw
longer
it,
valid. Like
by the time I saw it, it already said post deleted.
I should have texted you about it. Well, maybe silver lining, maybe it worked itself out in that regard. But
no, I had fucking car payment this week. I wasn't getting shit.
I'm really. I'm really disappointed by what it looks like.
Yeah.
And I really want him to come out and say something about it.
Something, man.
Please, something. Like, even if it's just a BS excuse, like, I want him to address it.
Yeah.
And, I think maybe he got lucky to a degree for two reasons. Number one, because it hadn't really made its way through like the fandom at large yet by the time Dynamite was on the air. And then they taped Collision that day because they were going to go to Arlington because they have the residency there, but the weather decided, they decided, oh, okay, let's just stay here and tape it ahead of time. So there's that. I have no idea how the fans are going to react to him next week if this grows, but it may not even grow. It may even stop right in its tracks because there are far more important things happening in this country that are taking people's attention right now.
Yeah. I did not even know this happened.
Yeah, case in point.
So, I am a terminally online wrestling fan. But yeah, I mean, like, yeah. By the time I would have seen
under the rug by next week, I don't know.
Yeah, by the time I would have seen it, the other I'm not going to talk about it, but the other thing happened, and anybody who's listening to this at the pertinent time frame when we're putting it out knows what I mean when I say the other thing happened.
Yeah,
that's what everybody's talking about. That's all I see, and it's a clear dividing line. It is a fucking hell of a line in the sand that's happening right now, and so I didn't see it. Like, I'm missing a lot of wrestling news because my feed is not dominated by wrestling news right now. On any platform where I engage with wrestling, that's not the first shit I'm seeing anymore. And unless I'm on like the AEW website or like a very specific wrestling feed, like the ones we built that are on our Blue Sky, like unless I'm on one of those, wrestling is not the stuff I'm seeing. And I built a pretty nice wrestling bubble on Blue Sky, and still the wrestling stuff is not what I'm seeing. Somebody put me on a resistor starter pack, and I jumped like 1,000 extra followers overnight. So those of you who are here because you're a fellow resistor, thanks for listening to the podcast. Hope you have fun listening to us talk about wrestling for 3 hours a week. Welcome. We're glad to have you in the family. If you have any questions, please ask on Blue Sky. We'll interact with you. We actually got some fan interaction shit to talk about this week. Awesome. In fact, we can get into that a little bit as we get into Dynamite. But our good friend Mike the Mark, aka AEW rankings on Blue Sky, hit me today with his rankings and write-up that he did. Basically because I said Billy Gunn at 62 is a walking billboard for the positive effects of steroids, because he is.
I'll agree with that.
Yeah. But he said Billy Gunn and Big Show on the same wrestling show in 2026, and it wasn't a shit show. Yeah. I'm like, okay, that's true. It's true. One, it was very good. I didn't expect Big Show on Collision, and we'll talk about that more.
Yeah, I thought he did a really good job. Like, honestly, I when I heard that he was on, I'm like, oh, well, this is the first time in a long time. Let's see how this goes. And honestly, I thought he did a pretty damn good job, all things considered. So yeah.
Yeah. He has a list of the like contenders and a little write up for each one for the world title, and then on to the other titles like the women's tag and all that stuff. Pretty much the whole gamut of titles has a write up on it. But
Yeah,
we'll talk about that a little bit more in our Call It in the Ring segment when we kind of go over the title thing. But yeah, he's got a nice little write up here for he got some things in some unexpected spots for me.
I think so too. Yeah,
But we'll talk about that more. I'm not here to tear his work down at all. I just there's just some things I'm like, oh, maybe that's different in my
everything
head.
is subjective.
Everything
Right?
is subjective.
Yeah,
Exactly. Exactly. I do appreciate this write up. I appreciate him contributing it to us.
totally.
So thanks, Mike, for letting us, letting us aggregate you and use you as our very own personal Dave Meltzer because fuck that guy. We needed
To a
one because
degree,
fuck
yeah.
that guy. So I mean, mostly like yes, to a degree, don't fuck Dave Meltzer because wrestling journalism, we wouldn't be part of
It's
it at all.
barely a profession.
Yeah,
Like, let's maybe not get rid of the only notable ones that we
yeah.
have.
But at the same time, am I going to
unless they
aggregate
do
that
something
guy?
like really, really, really bad that justifies it.
I mean, look at Dave Meltzer. Look at it. Look at that face. There's a dark secret behind that face.
You know, he looks like one of those like really old bulldogs with all the folds on his face. You know, like
Yeah.
with the squinty eyes because his brows are just hanging so low over them. You know,
He's gonna have to get that Christy Gnome face team pretty soon, man.
oof. Oh, come on, don't break
He's gonna
her
have to
up.
get her.
We
He's
don't
gonna
need
he's
that.
gonna have to get her pit crew pretty quick. Fix his face.
Oh,
Oh.
no,
Anyway,
thank you.
so
Let's talk
on
about
to
wrestling. Huh?
Dynamite. Yeah.
Orlando, Florida, Edition Financial Arena. Cool venue, hot crowd.
Even for a surprise collision, which was crazy. I
Yeah,
was like,
yeah,
man, they didn't
they
even
kept
know
the
they were going to
energy
be here an
going.
extra 2 hours, but they totally fucking
Yeah,
kept that energy.
they didn't
going.
walk into that expecting that they were going to have a 4-hour show, and they walked away with a 4-hour show. That's bang for your buck, baby.
Hell yeah.
Even if accidentally.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
So
We start out
off
with MJF in the ring.
Yeah.
Coming to the ring. You know, he gets the whole entrance. He doesn't get the jobber entrance to start the show.
I'd hope
Nor
not.
should the world champion, no matter who they are. You know, I may not be like particularly the highest person on the MJF as world champion concept, but like he's the world champion. Don't give him the J Brown entrance.
Yeah.
Just don't do it. Treat him like the champ, and they have, and they will, and you know, yeah. He comes to the ring and he does his usual shtick. He brags about being Bandito and a list of losers. He's gonna 2026 is his year. Blah blah blah, etc. etc. And then Brody King comes out as MJF is finishing up, and MJF looks immediately nervous. This is one of the best things that MJF does is conveying his emotions. He's very, very good with his face and with his body language.
Oh yeah.
Little over the top, but I mean, yeah, it's pro wrestling.
Yeah. You got to be over the top to really convey from a ring. You know,
it's like, you know, I mean, I did a little theater when I was younger, right? You have to play so everybody in the theater can see you. That's why they wear the garish makeup so that they can see you. That's why everything is exaggerated so they can see it and they can absorb it. Same thing. I mean, wrestling is just theater in the round that's even gayer somehow.
I mean, it's true. It's true.
But yeah, love me some Brody King, but he is not a promo guy.
No. He's an ass kicking guy. That's what he does.
I would love it if they could give him a mouthpiece. Like, just somebody to talk him up, and he could just be a big, badass bruiser like he is. Like Brody King is one of those special big dudes, that can do pretty much everything that you want. He has that great connection with the crowd, but yeah, he struggles on the mic.
Yeah, I would have, and this is just
Which
me.
is weird coming from a musician, you would
Yeah,
think,
yeah.
but he's in
Well,
a
I mean,
band.
I would have like when Buddy comes back, I would put them back together. Not because I don't want Brody King to be a singles guy and have a singles title, like as I do. But I'd put him and Buddy back together, and then there's a lot of good
You could have
mouthpieces.
like Brody be the peacemaker between Bandito and Buddy. Like Buddy be really jealous of
Yeah,
Bandito. Bandito be like initially like probably Bandito's kind of a himbo. He'd probably be oblivious at first.
yeah,
Uh he's just like that big puppy dog. But eventually Buddy would get in his face about something, and then Brody would have to get in between them and
mm,
then probably you know, make them choose. And the story would be like, oh, Brody doesn't want to choose, man. Don't make him choose.
yeah. I mean, if we use somebody that would be like a good manager who doesn't get used a lot, because I mean, not obviously we don't want this to be like Don Callis,
Right.
because he's everybody's manager apparently.
No, I want Brody King as a baby face too. Like that's the other thing. It's like
You know, the only
baby
person that I
face
think can
managers.
cut a promo that would make them feel as dangerous as they are, who could be a face or a heel as a mic worker, they could use Taz. It would give
Yeah,
them
I
something
mean
to
you
do
could
besides
bring
be at
back
their
Team
desk.
Taz.
Yeah.
You could
Either
do
bring back
that.
Team Taz or just have him be their mouthpiece. I mean, because he can cut
Yeah.
a promo
Fact of the matter is
that'll
they
make them
have
feel
too many
dangerous.
commentators anyway.
Yeah, they do. They have way
They
too
really
many.
do. Like, and of all the people who would be like fit to be managers, probably Taz would be the best fit
Yeah.
because he's done it before, and people, have come to accept him in that role. Although I think it would be, as we're bringing it up, I'm thinking over now, it would be really interesting, I think, to have Nigel as his mouthpiece.
Oh wow. Yeah.
That would be really interesting. Clashing styles, but I think it could actually kind of work
Yeah.
because Nigel has a way with words,
Yeah.
and because Brody is so big, Nigel's own size being bigger than that of an average manager. Like managers tend to be on the smaller side to make their charges look bigger and larger than life and stuff like that. That's one of the reasons Stokely has it so good, because he's a tiny little guy. He's like 5'6" or whatever. Like he works a lot because of his size.
Yeah.
Nigel's maybe 6'2", and he looks like a big 6'2" actually, because he's got a really full out frame.
Yeah.
But Brody is like 6'7". Like he's still a lot bigger than Nigel. So I think it could still work without Nigel overshadowing him.
Yeah.
I think that could really work.
Yeah, it could. It could. Anyway, he
could also be like Adam Copeland's protege or something. I think that could work too.
Yeah.
Can you imagine him adopting the spear? Like, just having Brody just run through guys like that?
Yeah.
Jeez Louise.
I'll take it.
We're throwing out ideas. We're brainstorming. But yeah, I mean, as it stands, Brody, I mean, he cuts like a basic, be afraid of me promo. And to his credit, MJF sells it like crazy.
Yeah.
But he basically says, all you've beaten are guys who normally look at the lights anyway.
Yeah.
So, like, get some actual wins over actual competition before you come to speak to me.
Yeah, so I
think the phrase that he used was tomato cans, jabronis, and jobbers.
Yeah. Yeah, which, I mean, to be fair, Brody King has been beating up a lot of those guys in their standby matches. That's become
The only
his
thing I was really disappointed with was that the last match that he had, he beat the crap out of John Cruz, and it was incredibly entertaining. But MJF didn't say a thing about him.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, I would expect him to, like, I would absolutely expect MJF to throw John Cruz under the bus, but he would actually say something about it.
Yeah.
He would actually do it verbally. He wouldn't ignore it.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like that was a missed opportunity to get some extra heat by saying, by showing the crowd that, yeah, he did. Even this guy he's supposedly buddies with, he's willing to throw him to the wolves. Like, yeah. I mean, that's more heat that they just kind of left on the table.
Yeah, yeah.
Justice for John Cruz.
But yeah, after that, MJF just kind of backs off. Like he tries to stick a finger in Brody's chest, and Brody just kind of like woofs him out of the ring.
Yeah, literally.
Literally. Like, just like barks at him until he leaves, pretty much. Which, I mean, yeah, I can see that. I mean, I if that dude started barking at me, I'd just probably get out too. So,
yeah, me too.
Yeah. After that, we got a video recap of the last week of the new trios champions who have yet to have a name. I still think they should go with Horsecocks, but
I mean, that's in the next segment where they interview Speedball along with his partners before his match with Samoa Joe. That is the name that Speedball recommends before sort of getting cut off by Hangman.
Yeah, he's like, no, we tried that before.
Yeah, making a reference to the Hung Bucks and that
they were called the Hung Bucks, though. They did call them the Hung Bucks.
They called, but that was before they were on a major TV network. I think that was the complaint was that it was a network call. It's like, could you not call them that?
Yeah. Then after that, we've got our first match of the trios champions for the night. Speedballs taking on Samoa Joe. I mean, I kind of expected less of a match than we got here.
Yeah, this match slapped, dude.
Dude, it was fucking awesome, but I definitely did not expect to get the. I mean, like, and the fact that I thought Joe was going to lose about halfway through it till the very end, I was like, man, maybe Joe's about to take the L. Like,
yeah, I mean, I figured that they were going to keep each one of these contenders looking strong. I mean, the next pay-per-view is Revolution in the first week of March, so they've got some time to build.
Yeah,
and you've got a ton of world title contenders to kind of sift through and figure out who's actually a great thing is I have no idea who's going to get the title match at Revolution.
No,
I love that I have no idea. You were talking last week about how you love being surprised. Yeah, I can't figure it out. I'm going crazy trying to figure out who it's going to be, and I love it.
I love that. I don't know yet. Now, here in a couple weeks, I'm going to be like, I need to know now. It's only a few weeks.
But between Samoa Joe, former champion, Adam Page, and Swerve Strickland, the other two guys in that fatal four-way that happened at World's End, they're going to keep all three of those guys winning for the meantime because those are the top contenders, right?
Yeah.
So I knew Mike Bailey wasn't going to win, but I loved how protected they kept him in this match. Oh, yeah.
They had him kicking the shit out of Samoa Joe, man.
Yeah.
Fuck.
Yeah.
He kicked Samoa Joe in the head so many times. I was like, I wonder if Samoa Joe's going to get legitimately angry at any point here because he's been kicked in the head there was a couple times. It was definitely a turn your head or your nose is getting broken type shit. He kicked the fuck out of him. And I was like, man, I don't know how many, Samoa Joe has
he got rocked a couple of times right on the jaw.
Yeah.
They slowed it down he really nailed him. Got it. That was a real kick.
He has a bigger head and neck than I have, so he could probably take kicks better than I can. But I'm about at one, and that's it. That's all the times you can kick me in a given wrestling match in the face. But Joe got kicked
ref. 7. You're supposed to go down at the slightest breeze.
Basically. I've actually taken ref bumps when I wasn't supposed to take them because I got hit. Like this one time.
Uh-huh.
I was in a bad position during a four-way like a two-way, like a tag team tornado match. Four guys just everywhere, right? I
Mm-hmm.
was in a bad position watching one set of guys because I was actually watching the biggest dude in the match with the smallest dude in the match, and I was trying to stay in position for them because they were in the ring working.
Right.
Unbeknownst to me, the other biggest guy in the match, who's like the biggest guy in the match, was this big luchador dude named El Grande, and his name is El Grande because he's like 6'7" and like 350 pounds. He's fucking huge. He's not fat at all. He's fucking just big. He's like, I don't know how he hasn't made it to a national promotion. He is just their size, right? And he's good. He's a really good, like he moves like a luchador at that size. So like he's fucking fantastic.
Damn. All right.
The other biggest guy in the match was a fat.
Yeah.
I love the guy, so I'm not going to name a name, but he's a fatter guy, or he was a fatter guy at this point in time. He's lost a lot of weight since then, but at this time he was like probably pushing 350, 400, something close in there.
Oh, wow.
He's a big boy.
Yeah.
Unbeknownst to me, him and the guy he was fighting climbed the turnbuckle behind me. And he came down on top of me from a superplex. He came down on me. I didn't know he was coming at all. I felt somebody impact my shoulders and immediately did what I was supposed to do, which was flatten myself out. And that probably saved my fucking life. Like I watched the video later, that probably saved my life. But I stayed down.
Well, you have to.
I just got crashed onto by a 300-pound guy. You know, like
you got to sell it.
I just have to sell that, period. So much so that the other referee came out and was like, "Are you okay?" And I was like, "Yes, I'm fine, but I have to sell this because this guy just landed on me, and he's huge, and if I don't act like that hurt me, that's gonna be stupid."
Yeah.
And he's like, "Oh," he's like, "You're probably right about that." So he runs to the back. I guess talks to the producer.
Yeah.
And comes back to me and he's like, "Okay, I'm going to pass a message to one of them to get you to sell up for the count when it's time, but stay there otherwise." I was like, "Okay, cool." So I laid there for like 15 fucking more minutes.
Jeez,
and somebody finally came and like shook me and was like, "You got to count, blah, blah, blah." And I was like, "Okay." And fucking,
I mean, at that point, that's like,
count, but
I mean, selling for the sake of psychology is one thing, but if somebody is down in the ring for 15 minutes, at some point, the psychology would tend to lean towards maybe we should get a doctor for that guy.
Yeah. I mean,
replace him as a referee.
I was crushed by a huge fucking guy, so
maybe you needed it.
Like, yeah, maybe, but like, yeah, I sold up just in time for the thing. They come and have a couple guys, bring me to the back, and producer's like, "Well, I'm kind of mad now because now I have to fill this one this one card with the other guy for the rest of the thing because you're out." Yeah. And I'm like, "Yeah, I understand that, but like, what am I supposed to do?" He's like, "No, you did the right thing." He's like, "I just have to fucking make this other poor guy work 6 matches now because like you can't do it." And I'm like, "That's the only bad thing that happened. If I did it right, then I did it right. Cool. Like, that's all I want to know. I don't care how you have to handle the other one. I'm not the fucking producer." So, but yeah. So anyway, Joe, on the other hand, God, I lost count around like 12, I think, of times he got kicked in the fucking head. I was like, like I felt like the Bucks were in the ring as many kicks were happening to the face. Like I was like, this is a super kick party. And there's no young Bucks in sight. Like it's crazy.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, Shibata got involved.
Mm-hmm.
Hook got involved a little bit too. Like, there were plenty of shenanigans to suggest that if they had not been there, that Bailey had a really, really strong shot at winning this match. So even though he lost, I think Bailey came out smelling like a rose.
Oh no, he came out looking fan-fucking-tastic. Like that is they basically are like
the dude's on the up.
Yeah,
like,
they built
Continental Classic did both jet speed absolute wonders.
Mm-hmm. It did both of them wonders. They're building up like he looked like a legitimate world title contender with Samoa Joe in there with Samoa Joe, and that's great. But at the same time, it's like, God damn, there's enough of the stop elevating people for a second. Wait, like can we just have a mid card?
Yeah.
Like, can we just have some over mid card guys? Like, how come every time somebody starts getting major cheers like Jet Speed, how come every time that happens, you got to elevate them so high that it's like, okay, now that's like 15 people in the world title picture instead of
Well,
3.
I mean, yes, but he lost. So there's the storyline reason to keep him
I
out
mean,
of that
okay,
title picture.
cool, he lost, but at the same time, like, he still
And
looks
he
like
has
a
a belt.
legitimate world title contender. I mean, yeah,
He has a trios
okay,
belt
now
now.
hold on. You know as well as I do that having one belt doesn't make a fuck to Tony Khan. He'll give you 2.
No, but as we already discussed, it seems like last year's project for Tony was improving the women's division. And I think this year's project is improving the tags and trios. I think this is a project for him.
I hope so. I like when he hyper focuses.
Yeah.
Because when he does, it's obvious that's what's happening. Like, he's definitely on the spectrum somewhere. And I don't know if,
probably.
I don't know if the cocaine lands him on a different part of the spectrum or what, but when he hyper focuses, he produces some really great wrestling. So
yes, he does.
So I mean, keep doing your thing, dog. If you're missing your meds or whatever it is, do your thing. Okay.
Yeah.
Like, after that, we got a trio street fight, which I wasn't expecting this. I knew we were going to get some clashes between the Death Riders and the Don Callis family. I didn't expect a 3-way street fight.
I didn't expect like the first official match of this official feud to be a gimmick, like right out the gate. Also, though, this match was really, really fun, but I hated it. I hated the finish because, like, it was established that, like, all of the Don Callis family was in Orlando.
Yeah.
And the Death Riders won by utilizing a numbers advantage?
And
this
that
is
was
the Don Callis family. They've got like 11,000 members. This should not have been. No. If you wanted to keep all the interference out of it, despite the no DQ thing, and have it be 3-on-3 and have it be fair and have the Death Riders go over, great. Fine. Perfect. But don't have more Death Riders out there than Don Callis family members out there when he said on commentary that literally all of the members are in Orlando for this show. Yeah. Like, come on.
He said they're all there, and then they even said something about, like, how do you plan on winning this? And he was like, I have the numbers to win this war with the Death Riders. And then they mentioned it twice, and then none of those numbers come into play.
The stuff they did for the finish with Pac, and especially with Claudio taking the crutch from him from up behind, and then hitting Archer with the crutch from off the stage, like, that looked awesome. Don't get me wrong. The execution was really well done. The idea behind it was real stupid.
Yeah.
Like, rare L in this one. Like, we know that the Death Riders got to catch some wins here and there, but you do it by making them fair fights and having them just be better than the Don Callis guys. Yeah. When it comes down to numbers, the Callis family should have all of the advantage. Right. That should be the story, that Death Riders have been leaning on the fact that they usually have numbers advantage, and now they don't. And now they struggle in the face of their own tactics.
Yeah.
That should be the story. This completely, like, annihilates that. Like, it made no sense. This was a fun match with a really, really stupid ending.
Yeah. Yeah, I thought so too. I was like, what do you mean there's not more Don Callis people coming out? Like, what do you mean? Like fucking Proto Sheeta is back there. And they just don't.
Andrade's back there. Okada's back there.
Yeah.
I mean, like,
did we see Okada? Did we see Okada?
Not on Dynamite, but we know he was. We know he was there because he showed up on Collision. So
yeah, okay, yeah.
Like, we know he was there. So, like, I mean, that was in retrospect, technically, but like, Doyle and what's his face?
Davis.
They were there.
Yeah, and they didn't show up. Like,
What? Those are the two guys, like, besides Archer, those are the two guys who like beating guys up the most. Why didn't they come out now? What is going on?
I don't know. They were supposed to be in Orlando, but they were busy beating somebody up on a golf course. So we'll talk about that later.
Yeah.
But yeah. So yeah, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know where they're going to go with this. I don't know. I'm not too hot on the feud itself right now, though. Like the match was good, but
yeah.
Um,
After the match, Mox goes over to Callis on commentary, who freezes. He plays, he doesn't want to get the crap kicked out of him by Moxley again. He doesn't want another scar. And all Mox says to him is, tell your boy to come find me. Which I assume you have to figure is Okada.
Is it Okada or is it Fletcher?
It could be any of them.
He's
got,
which
like
boy?
I said, he's got thousands of boys. He's got more boys than Dalton Castle. So, like,
and he's been
tell your boy to come
diet.
find me. I assume he means Okada because that's who he beat for the belt in the first place.
Yeah.
But, like, and, if he wants a rematch, he knows where to find me kind of deal. But I don't, it was unclear.
Yeah. He didn't say who exactly. After that, we've got the Triangle of Madness, them spooky bitches.
Them spooky bitches.
Doing, them spooky bitch stuff.
Yep.
So Tekla wants Statlander. That's probably, Tekla's our number one contender to the women's championship, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
Then Julia Hart brings up Willow Nightingale because Willow's the one who beat Julia for that title, right?
She is.
But it was because Julia was injured, if I recall correctly. It was an injury switch, not a like. Yeah.
Yeah, I think it was in a triple threat match with her and Sky. I want to say. I can't remember. I'm gonna have to look it up because it will bug me. It will bug me.
But yeah, that here comes that the rematch bug, which we didn't think initially was going to bite in AEW because they weren't doing rematches for a long time. But now,
well, to be fair, this is a rematch that's what 2 years in the making. I think we can let it go.
We can. But at the same time, it's like, okay, we weren't doing this, and now we are doing this. But in this case, I get it because she didn't lose the title because of a merit thing. She was injured,
Right, and then she never got any kind of rematch whatsoever.
Do I want her to get it back? No, not at all. I want Willow to keep it for a while.
Yeah, for sure. Oh, it was a singles match. Oh, okay. Oh, yeah, it was one of those dumb house rules. Oh, talk about a missed opportunity with the house rules thing.
Yeah.
Like, everybody always came up with just the dumbest steps for that.
Yeah.
But, the Willow stipulation was that Sky Blue and Chris Statlander were barred from ringside. That's it. She beat her in about 6 minutes.
Yeah. But yeah, so we're gonna see probably Julia Hart and Willow. I don't know what Sky Blue's gonna be doing besides that. I'm assuming these two are gonna be chasing the tag titles also. But
yeah, I think that's probably where their focus is gonna stay. Really.
But I think they might get put a little bit further down the wayside. Unfortunately, again, we'll talk about this more on Collision, but there's more teams hitting the scene for that. So,
yeah.
After that, speaking of new tag teams, after that we've got FTR versus a new team of Alec Price and Jordan Oliver. I had never heard of these guys before. When I initially saw them, I was like, they're tiny. What the fuck? Like, not just tiny, but like skinny. I was like, how on earth are they not about to just get destroyed? Like, and then
these are the guys that got the contract like that week when MJF went to that indie show and defended it, I think against Alec Price. And then afterwards, he's like, Tony Khan has authorized me to offer you 2 contracts. Like, and surprise them, legit surprise them, surprise them in the middle of the ring with the offer. and they got put to work immediately. They pulled double duty this night.
Sure did.
And I think they were pre-taped to appear on Ring of Honor that same week, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, I think
I
so.
saw that somewhere.
Yeah, but yeah, I thought the match was really good. I knew who was going to win. I didn't think there was any question of that. I just thought it was going to be a lot faster than it was. And in that vein, it was still a very fast-paced match. I feel like these guys were trying to gas Dax out hard, and I think they did at one point. Like, I think they gassed him way the fuck out because they were moving so fast that I was like, Dax has got to be just somebody's about to get punched in the mouth, and then it happened. Like, like he slowed the pace right down. He was like, dunk. And just like, I think he potatoed that poor kid. But I mean, if I was in his position getting gassed in the middle of a match, I probably would potato somebody to slow it down a little bit too. So
yeah, be like, hey,
I understand. Yeah, like, hey, sorry. Hold on. Like, I know you're kicking our ass, but like, and I know this, like, we're supposed to be taking the heat right now, but just allow me time to think. This is not the pace that I work at, sir. And you can kind of tell, but like at the same time, I thought it was great. It was like everybody was right where they should have been the whole time. Wheeler taking a surprising amount of heat, like surprising, like actually selling for these guys in a way that I'm like, I did like once I started seeing how Wheeler was selling for these guys, I was like, oh, this is a match. This isn't just a squash. This is like an actual match, you know, like these guys are like, they want these guys. Yeah. Like these guys are signed. So they want them to look good. This is not just like some local dudes. And that turned out to be the case. And I thought the match went really well. I knew FTR was going to win. That even when the new guys were getting their shit in, I was just like, there was never a point where I was like, oh, these guys might win, you know? No.
Yeah.
Like your first match on TV with us against the tag team champions, no. Like if you were a different tag team, maybe, but like I just based on the look alone backstage, I'd be like, yeah, you can have a match with FDR. You're not gonna fucking win. Like, I'm sorry, you're not like no.
Yeah,
no guys.
I mean,
somebody get these guys a steak sandwich and tell them they did a good job. Okay,
that's one of those. I mean. I don't know why there's so much hate for FTR on Blue Sky. I really don't. Mm-hmm. Like, they are always in these situations very, very giving as heels. They always make their opponents look like
they made these kids look like superstars, man.
Yeah.
They sold in a way that made these kids look like legit tough guys, and they don't look like tough guys.
It's very 80s. Like, it reminded me a lot of like what they always talked about with Ric Flair when he was the traveling champion. He'd always bump and sell like crazy for everybody, especially the territorial champions. And then, he would eke out the win in the end, but our guy came this close,
Yeah.
Like that. It reminded me of that. It's like, oh, okay. You're putting these guys on the map, as ones to watch out for in the future with the way that you bumped and sold for these guys. Like, I don't understand how you can hate on that. Like, I don't know. Like, the fandom seems to have done a 180 on them, and it was long before they turned heel. And I honestly don't get it. I really don't see. I don't see it.
No, I don't see it. I like that. Those guys. Despite Tully and Arn still being alive, this is reincarnated Tully and Arn, dude. This is just the greatest tag team that they are like, I'm sorry for all of you guys who are 80s babies like me, or maybe 70s babies, or even 60s like my parents, and you live through a lot of these tag teams and you know who you have on your pantheon. Apologies in advance. FTR is on the top of mine.
Yeah,
they're on the top, dude. I've watched so many tag teams.
I've ever seen.
Yeah, they're the best. They're so good at tag team wrestling. It does not make sense almost. Like, it's almost like when Dax does single matches, he's going to lose, but like, because that's kind of how they do things. But like, it almost feels out of place when one of them isn't with the other one. Like this is not one of those tag teams that's going to be able to turn on one another. Ever.
No. No,
But there are
no.
my pantheon of tag teams includes tag teams that never did the turn angle, mostly. So like FTR, fucking Arn and Tully did not do the turn angle. Fucking like Axe and Smash never really did the turn angle. Fucking the fucking Road Warriors never did the turn angle.
Nope.
You know, they did some fucking awful fucking angles, but they didn't do the turn angle.
Right, yeah.
But
They
yeah,
were
I mean,
about to, and then they put the
yeah,
kibosh on it.
yeah, but that's like where the pantheon is for me. That's like I like Demolition, the Road Warriors, fucking Arn and Tully, FTR. Like there it is from 4-1, you know, and that's what it is. And fucking like they're just so good at making like these guys just came in, did a fucking 15-minute TV match with two brand new dudes who visually, to me, not knowing who the fuck they are and not knowing how they work, as soon as I saw them, was like, man, these guys are little, they're undersized. Like, what the fuck is going on?
Well, they're tall, but they're skinny.
Yeah, like they're lanky, and I was like, they don't look like okay. So like, I thought they might have the same problem that some of the women have, in that they're not substantial enough physically to make it look like they hurt you when they hit you. And we've discussed this before, how some of the women have this problem. Like their worked punches are just boo-boo because they don't look like they can hurt you.
Yeah.
And that's what I thought was going to happen with these guys. And then realized very quickly that just throwing punches is not how they work.
Nope.
And
this is the real deal. Yeah.
Yeah. Like they know how to work those body style, like how to work with those bodies. Like they know the type of work they need to do to make it look like they're hurting you, and the type of work they need to do to look like they're getting killed, which honestly, really easy for somebody like that to look like they're getting killed. But those guys were excellent at it.
Yeah.
I understand why Tony Khan offered them contracts. I get it.
They were flying all over the place, just flailing in their cell. I love it when people with like long, lanky limbs sell like a scarecrow in the wind.
Yeah,
you know,
yeah, they were
like,
totally
they're
doing
just like
that
flailing all over the place. Like I love the aesthetics of it. It's like, oh man, he got destroyed.
Like I had my doubts when it first started. I thought it was going to be a squash match just based on looking at the guys. And then, then in 15 minutes, FTR worked their ass off. These kids worked their ass off.
I think it was probably less than that, but they packed a lot of action.
Yeah, it felt like 15 minutes. And they showed me, okay, this is why they got a contract. It was one match showed me everything I needed to know to be like, okay, you got signed for a reason. Cool.
Yep.
But we cannot at all underplay the role FTR had in that. The selling that they did for these guys to make them look legit, and then, doing the work that they normally do for the win that these guys were able to play off of and just look like, I mean, when that kid, I don't remember which one it was that took the chatter machine, but he sold that motherfucker like, was it Michael's selling the stunner? That was just so fucking ridiculous, but it was so good.
I mean, The Rock was probably the
most The Rock, yeah,
egregious offender.
But yeah, it was almost like that, except like a lot of people, like, they'll do a pop-up off the end of the shatter machine. This kid just like let it look like it would really look physically, which is he just kind of rolled off the knees and flattened out and just crumpled. And I was like, man, he took that so good. But everything else,
like he got shattered.
Yeah, they just killed him every time they touched him. The kids looked like they were dying, but when they got offense and they looked like they were legit, and so it was good, man. It was really good. It was really good. Like I said, never in doubt on who the winner was going to be. But okay, if this is the project, if this is what we're doing, if we're fixing the tag team division and the trios division, this is a good start.
Yeah.
This
Absolutely.
is a good start.
I'm 100% on board.
Now I need to actually wrestle, but oddly enough, we didn't see them this week. Just go ahead and put that out there. I don't remember seeing the Rascals.
They had a video on Collision.
Okay. I must have missed that.
You know, they were
So,
playing rock, paper, scissors to see which two of them were going to face Crew.
well, hey, which two of
And
them
I
are
don't
going to
know their
beat Crew?
names, so I don't know which two accepted. I can't
I don't
remember.
know. I don't know. I
I'll have to
remember
look it up.
the only name I really remember is Trey Miguel, and I think that's the one that came back to TNA.
Yep.
So I don't even know the other three names. Like I've read them, but I don't off the top of my head. And until I see them some more, I don't know. So I'll have to see them work so I can be like, oh, that's the one that does this and this. I have to make
Yeah,
keys in my mind to associate.
I haven't seen
I haven't
any
seen
of their
it.
work at all, so
Yeah,
I don't know.
definitely not going to watch TNA to find out. Not even past TNA. So, but yeah, good tag team match here. Really good way to kind of initiate the fixing of these divisions. I think if that's what they're doing, then this is a good start. After that, we've got our women's tag team champions and our women's world champion in their answer promo. I feel like all of these promos that they're doing on these shows, like there's a lot of these three and a lot of the spooky bitches back and
Yeah.
forth backstage vignettes. I feel like it's like a text message contest. Like all of this could have been done in 5 minutes in the ring.
Yeah.
Like just a phone call. Like why are we texting back and forth like this?
I mean, just for the sake of like diversifying the format, I suppose.
I guess so. But yeah, I mean, of course, maybe
Maybe
they're
they need to clear the ring or whatever.
maybe they need to clean it up. Maybe they're trying to, make sure that all these promos are good in this program because it is like all of the women's champions in this one little group of three people. And if they look bad in their promos, that's not going to be good.
I feel too like the entire division is now centering on 10 women. It's them spooky bitches, Cosmic Babes of Wrath, Timeless Love Bombs, and the Mega Problems plus Penelope Ford. I don't really know what their tag team name is going to be, but it's like those. I guess that's 11. Those 11 women are like the only ones in the division now, and it's like I'm glad that it's making me realize that I am so glad that they gave us women's tag division. But like we need to beef up this division because it can't just be these same women over and over and over.
No, it can't.
Mercedes is on vacation, well-deserved vacation, but she's on hiatus, probably so that she can go and drop all those other belts to those various worldwide independent promotions.
Yeah.
Athena is still in Ring of Honor. I mean, we've got, on Collision, it looks like they're putting Windsor and Hayter together. That's a good start. But, we really need to expand this division if it's going to be able to honestly justify the tag belts. Yeah. Like, the problem is that all of the championships are overlapping. All of the programs are overlapping with the exception of whatever they have Tony doing. Mm-hmm. Whatever she's doing is all, if it's not going to, even if she's not going to be involved in the title, it's going to be featured. The problem with that is that means that all the titles are kind of in one spot and they're not spread out and not as many talents are getting highlighted because the same ones are going after this tiny ball of talent. Mm-hmm. So like we need to work on that a little bit more.
It needs to be expanded, and that only leaves me with really one question, and that is where the fuck is Hikaru Shida? Where's Emi Sakura? Where are any of the Japanese ladies? Where are all of them?
Yeah. We know that Shida I imagine that Tony Khan probably has something special in mind for Shida because she's been cleared and she's been stateside for a while now.
Yeah.
Confirmed. So usually if he has something big for somebody, he puts them on the sideline until the right exact moment. I feel like, I mean, honestly, like Stat has been so impressive that I don't think she even really needs too much longer of a title reign. She's already beaten Mercedes. She's already beaten Hayter. She's already beaten Tony. Like, who else is there to really beat? Those are the three biggest stars in the division besides her. Oh, and Willow. But, like, she's not going to face Willow because Willow's the TBS champion. So, like, you might as well just move the belt to Tekla. But if you don't, I suppose you'll bring Hikaru Shida back as a big surprise and have, like, Statlander is Tony's kryptonite. Maybe Hikaru Shida is Statlander's.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
Yeah, I mean, we have, so, like, all the Japanese women, and then still Nyla Rose. Like,
yeah, where the hell is Nyla Rose?
What the fuck is Nyla? Like, I can only imagine that, like, at this point, as long as it's been, and I know she's, like, doing indies and stuff like that, so she's not, like, not wrestling, but this has got to be.
And she always promotes the shows.
Yeah, this has got to be, like, discouraging at best. You know, and downright heartbreaking at worst. Like, I mean, what do you mean, like, second women's champion or first?
Yeah, second
women's champion, and just completely missing, even though no problem with the company. Everybody loves her, super over, hell of a fucking social media follow, promoting the fuck out of the show, winning other titles and making funny videos to promote those fucking promotions. Like, she's doing all this work that she could be just pouring into AEW and nothing.
It's beyond my scope of understanding.
Mine too.
Like, how do you not utilize somebody who's so incredibly inherently talented, who clearly loves AEW and wants people to watch the show? Like, I don't know, man. Like, you want to freshen up this division and expand it. Like, Nyla's right. You're right. Nyla's right there. She's right there. Instantly credible as somebody who can match stat power for power too.
Oh yeah. Yeah. That'd be a hell of a series.
Yeah. So, I mean, I don't know. I
know they, like, spent last year improving the women's division, and cool, but now there's tags and other stuff that need to be improved, and I feel like that's just kind of falling on the way. I mean, for the, you know, to improve the men's trios and tag team divisions, but, like, we're eventually gonna, like, I mean, look at it already. Like, Tony Storm and Mina are still getting pops, but, like, it's waning. You can see it. It's waning. Like, people are
because
I don't know if they're too high on. Yeah, I don't know if people are too high on the combo. Yeah, Tony's not getting as much time to do what she does. And so I don't think people are too high on the combo, to be honest. Like, we love Mina and we love Tony, but I'm not sure about together. Just because it's impeding on what we love about Tony. And I don't know. I just feel like things are waning for them. Where, I mean, Tony was on top and on this huge upswing for a couple of years. I mean,
it is time for somebody else to be on top. Sure. Yeah.
But it's just like, man, like, we only are seeing the same rotating cadre of, like, about 10 or 11 people in the women's division. And there's at least 7 off the top of my head who are missing, who are, if they're not still signed to AEW, it hasn't been made public to us. So, I mean, we still have, there's still Nyla and all the Japanese ladies and Thunder Rosa.
Riho is missing. Like,
Thunder Rosa's still running around. Deonna Purrazzo's still running around. I think she's the women's pure champion in ROH now. Yep. You know, we've still got Athena and Billy Starks down there, and other women down there too who, you know, probably deserve a shot. We've still got, you know, Britt Baker is still sitting on the bench. Like,
Red Velvet.
I think
it could call up Red Velvet.
Yeah, I mean,
she's the Ring of Honor TV champ, and she looked amazing in her matches with Mercedes. Absolutely stellar. Like, Athena is the forever women's champion in Ring of Honor, and it's like, okay, can forever end now so she can move on and do something else? Like,
Yeah, I've been wanting Athena to be a full-time AEW for a long time, and I feel like it's just a huge. And for every day that goes by, it's just another day that he's missed that opportunity. Be like, look, she's all elite now. This is where she's gonna be.
Yeah.
I mean, she would be a great contender for Stat.
Yeah.
Or Willow.
Absolutely.
Either way,
like if you, I'm saying, I'll say this right now. If there are plans to have Athena drop the Ring of Honor Women's World Title in the next 2 months, then don't switch the title to Tekla and switch it to Athena.
Yeah.
Athena should be the one.
Yeah.
Like, by God, she earned it. Like,
yeah.
She's carried Ring of Honor on her back for the better part of 3 years.
Mm-hmm.
Being, by most accounts, one of the best things about it, if not the absolute best thing about it, in those 3 years.
Mm-hmm.
Main evented pay-per-views, had incredible matches, great, I don't know, great, what do you call them? I don't know. Anytime she is on AEW TV, she steals the show. Like, it's so frustrating because I love AEW, but like there are certain things that it goes to show just that how human Tony is. Like, we want everything to be perfect and we're spoiled, and I'll be the first to admit that a lot of this is just like nitpicking and you'll never be satisfied, and I get that criticism. I honestly understand it. We just want it to be as good as it can be.
Mm-hmm.
But it highlights that just like anybody else, Tony is one person, and hyper focused or not, if you're focused on one thing, that means other things aren't getting focused on, because the human brain, even a hyper focused one, can't think of and monitor everything at once. It's just impossible. So unless he cedes some kind of creative responsibilities to someone, these kind of things are going to continue. Like the world title scene, awesome right now. Tag team is, like I said, that looks like that's a project that he's starting to really, really tune in on, hone in on right now. Great. Fantastic. It's needed work. But trade-off is that the women are now like, okay, well, it's just us, and it's the same combinations over and over now. So,
yeah. Same faces, same heels. Not much has really changed since Blood and Guts, really.
Yeah.
Well, we'll get Aminata back at some point, but
hopefully soon. I know that she just recently extended her contract for another few years.
Yeah, so we will see her again soon, but not sure when. But anyway, after the ladies promo, we had Kenny Omega versus Josh Alexander, which was a fucking barn burner.
Yeah, I think it was only like a 12-minute match, but they really, really, like, it seemed like they were really trying to get as much stuff in as possible.
Yeah.
I mean, I know that Josh Alexander, this was a dream match of his, and he finally got to have this one-on-one with Kenny.
Yeah.
So you knew that he was going to show up and show out if he had the opportunity, and he did.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
I really think he did. I think he made a really good acquittal of himself, and didn't pick up the win. As soon as Omega hit that one-winged angel, you knew it was over.
Oh, yeah, it was over. Yeah.
Nobody kicks out of that, save for, like, Hangman and Ibushi. That's about it.
Yeah,
not even Mox kicks out of the one-winged angel.
No, I thought it was awesome. Then afterwards, Kenny gets on the mic and he says, he lives in Orlando now, which I guess he's moved here from Japan or Canada. I can't remember where he was living exactly then. I think it was Japan,
I don't know.
But he said he's feeling better than he has in a long time. And
that's good news if it's true and not just,
Well, I mean, this match looked like he was moving better and looked like he was operating better than he had the last few matches. So Maybe it's true. Maybe that's legit shit right there. Because yeah, I mean, this match with Alexander was way above the standard of the last few matches. I felt like, and
Yeah, I
not that
think you're
Kenny
right
Omega
about
puts
that.
on bad matches, but you can
No,
tell like
no, never.
when you've watched the Best Bout Machine versus these last few matches before this Alexander match, you can see the difference. You know, you knew
Yeah.
that this wasn't 7-star Omega, and this looked
And
like
for the record,
7-star
that's not
Omega.
a knock. The dude absolutely has the best excuse in the world
Yeah,
for taking it a little bit easier in the ring.
yeah. I
Hundred
mean,
percent.
he almost died. So I mean, the fact that
Yeah,
he's back in the ring, it's like him
it's a
and
miracle in
Shibata.
and of
Like it's
itself.
yeah, why like him and Shibata. Like we'll never understand how they got back in the ring, but they did.
Yeah,
And so like I get it, like I'm not knocking him at all, but like you knew like there was a set before the diverticulitis, there was a 7-star Best Bout Machine. And then directly after, when he came back at the beginning, it really didn't feel that way. And I was like, oh, he might have lost a step, and I get it, but like that's the truth. And then this match with Alexander, I'm like, oh, maybe he just needed a change of environment.
yeah,
And
maybe.
here we are,
A lot of people,
So,
that's all they need
yeah,
is a fresh start, really.
yeah. After that, we had one of my favorite. I love when they do this stuff. This the technique by Taz.
Yeah, I love Technique by Taz.
I don't like that it was talking about NJF's victory over Bandito because I really did want Bandito to win.
Yeah.
But I did enjoy this as usual. Like I like how Taz, kind of explains holds and how they work and what it takes to make them worse and what the wrestler's doing that he could what he isn't doing or what he is doing to make it more effective. I really enjoyed because I mean Taz approaches that from a judo and jujitsu background and from a legit standpoint. So like this is probably one of the most legit parts of the show is this analysis that he does.
It's very credible.
Yeah. So I enjoy that a lot.
I love it. I really wish they would do it more often, honestly.
Yeah. Hopefully they
Like,
will.
whenever they do it, it's a treat.
Yeah. Now that he's back, hopefully they'll do it more. So
yeah, hopefully.
We'll see how that goes. After that, we've got a tag match between Megan Bain and Penelope Ford and the Timeless Love Bombs.
Good to see Penelope back, even if they completely just dropped on. Oh yeah, by the way, she's better.
Yeah, she's better and back now. Like that, we couldn't even get like a lights out segment or nothing.
Nothing. Yeah.
Nothing. Huh? Not a damn thing, right?
No.
Like I feel like she got kind of cheated.
Woman
there.
put in so much work and got injured right as they were about to do Blood and Guts.
Yeah.
And
she put in a lot of work for Blood and Guts, man.
And she continued to travel.
Mm-hmm.
Even with the injury. She put girl deserved a little bit better than that, is all I'm saying.
I'll tell you this, if I'm a wrestler and I injure my shoulder and I can't wrestle, I'm probably not showing up for TV.
Yeah.
Penelope showed up every fucking day. So
every week.
Yeah.
She was there every week in her gear.
Yeah.
She wasn't wrestling, but she got in her gear anyway, which could not have been easy, and it could not have felt good with the injury to her shoulder.
Definitely can't have been easy because you had to pour her into her gear.
With all the straps and crap that and a lot of women's gear.
Yeah. She's like Olivia Munn in X-Men, dude.
Stuff,
I'm pretty sure in Penelope's case, she has to baby powder or lubricate the suit or something just to get in there because that thing is.
It's tight.
It's tight. I'm not speaking on her postpartum body at all. That's just a really tight onesie that she wears.
Yeah, it's super
that's
tight.
All. It's tight. It's supposed to be. I'm pretty sure. But yeah, I mean, you basically have to pour her into that thing, and I mean, so kind of like Megan Bing into her top. But yeah, so but I'm glad Penelope's back. Fucking love watching Penelope Ford wrestle. She improves by leaps and bounds. You could tell, it was crazy because there's not between this match and the last match when she actually did make her return. Doesn't feel like there's a lot of ring rust on her.
No.
Which is not typical. Usually the first couple matches back, you'll see somebody shaking off the ring rust a little bit. Not with Penelope.
Yeah, which is totally expected. Yeah.
That's a high comment for someone of her, time in the ring and skill level and everything like that. Like, I'm not like once again not denigrating her at all. Like she has a high skill level. She's been doing this for a while. She cut her teeth on the indies. She wasn't just like hired into a major company because she was hot and fucking thrown to the wolves like some of these ladies are. She came up through the indies and paid her dues to get here.
Yeah.
Okay.
Good friend George.
Yeah, I'm not mad at that at all. In fact, it's part of a compliment because even the most seasoned guys come back from an injury and lose a step or have some ring rust that they got to shake off that first couple of times back through the ropes, but not Penelope.
No.
So, other than that, though, I felt like a short match for the people involved. Like, I felt like this was really short, man. Especially with Megan Bayne and Penelope picking up the win. I was like, what do you mean? Like, that was short and the good guys didn't win. What? But it just, I felt like all it did for me was muddy the tag team scene some more. Like, now who's the number one contender?
I mean, I think they're trying to put off putting the love bombs against the Babes of Wrath again for a while.
Maybe.
I think they want to separate them for as long as they can justify doing so. But I did like the finish though, where even though Penelope Ford is back, it was established through this finish that that doesn't mean that Marina Shafir is going away.
Yeah.
She trapped Tony in the mother's milk on the outside so she couldn't save Mina from getting pinned, and raised both of Penelope's and Megan Bayne's hands after the match. So they are a trio, I guess. They are another stable that Maria is in, I guess.
We'll guess.
See. I mean, if Kyle O'Reilly can do it, there's no reason not to. But yeah, I like the fact that they're not just dropping Marina now that Penelope is back. They put the time and the effort into establishing that tag team, and that Marina has goals outside of Death Riders. It's good to see that they're not just, leaving that by the wayside now that Penelope's back and all healed up.
Yeah. After that, we've got our main event. Swerve Strickland and Kevin Knight.
Dude, this match.
I expected this to be great, and it was. I expected it to be as great as it was. Like, I was just like, this is going to be a fucking slobber knocker, and it was. Like, it was everything I thought it was. Like, it was great, the story that they told, where, like, at the beginning, like, Swerve is, like, kind of treating him with kid gloves, trying to just have a nice competitive match and be real, real sportsman-like about it and stuff like that. And then he realizes, wait a minute, this kid might kick my ass if I play like this.
Yeah.
And then he started like legitimately, he turned it up hard and like really trying to hurt him at that point. And I was like, and once Swerve really tried to start like getting into it, that's when it got really good. Like it was like, oh, like this is a match, man. Yeah. Like, I was glued to it the whole fucking time.
The only slight nitpick I would make is that it wasn't even really the match itself. It was that it just kind of highlighted that with the extra mass that Swerve has put on, he has kind of lost a little bit of his speed. Like the match, especially at the beginning, was a little bit more deliberately paced than we're used to seeing from Swerve. And I think that's because he's just put on like 10 or 15 pounds of muscle since his injury. Yeah. Like the dude is enormous now. Right. And I think it's just impacting a little bit, not his dexterity or his flexibility or anything like that. He can still go to the top. He can still do the stuff that he can do, but it's not as quick anymore.
Yeah.
And it's pretty noticeable. That said, I mean, he's got the personality to adjust.
Yeah.
And I mean, some of the spots that they redid the spot that he did in his world title reign against Christian, where he did the house call while Kevin was like going to charge right at him. He got him in a house call right in midair. Incredible.
Oh, that was amazing. It was amazing.
Amazing. Like,
Yeah.
just Swerve brought out the Dragon Sleeper. I haven't seen anybody use that in years.
I haven't either, man. I was like, holy Ultimo Dragon. What the fuck?
Yeah, crazy. Broken out Vertebreaker too. Like all these like moves that you don't see and do all the time. It puts over. I mean, and this is something that you and I know very well because this is a tactic that I employed when I was writing our matches in eFeds. Like anytime I went over you, I always made sure to be like, okay, it's got to be something that my character's never done before because Ace knows this guy backwards and forwards. So the only way that it makes sense is to use the stuff that he's never seen before. So that's why I would break out a new finish or a new hold that I'd never used before. It's like, this was the same thing. You never see him use a Dragon Sleeper. I haven't seen him use a Vertebreaker ever,
No.
and then he hits him with big pressure for the win. Like, after he kicked out of that mid-air house call. So, like, it's a way of putting him over. It's like, yeah, I got the win, but I had to reach deep in my bag of tricks to do it. Like, the next time, I might not be so lucky.
Right. I thought this was really great, man. I mean, just like the Samoa Joe match with the Speedball, this made Kevin Knight look like $1,000,000.
Yeah, and in a completely different way.
Yeah, a completely different way. Like it just like where Speedballs was like, okay, this guy can fight the big guys. He can
and there
really
was a whole
get in there.
Ton of interference that absolutely, it made it very clear that Speedball was gonna win, if not for the outside interference.
Right.
This one was just these guys are way more evenly matched than Swerve had anticipated, and he has a really kind of fight from underneath at times to get one up on the young up and coming kid.
Yeah,
like two completely different stories that still got the losers of the matches over in the end and made them look 1,000 times better.
Oh yeah, 100%. Just like
these the level guys of talent on this roster is ludicrous.
Yeah,
absolutely ludicrous.
It really is. It's like it's almost too much. Like it's just like God, like what? Like because sometimes I'm like, what do you even do from here? Like where do you go? And I'm that makes me anxious to see because I don't know. I'm like, for the first time in like so long of watching wrestling, like there's 12 or 13 or 14 fucking people who could be world champion within the next 6 weeks. And I'm like, I'm almost overwhelmed by the sheer amount of not just the people that are in the world title scene, but like the talent of all of them. Like there's not a whole lot of clear, like this guy's going to drop down a division or this guy's not going to not making it to
probably
the end.
Part of the reason that TK likes having a lot of mid-card titles for the men is so that like each one of those guys that holds a belt could either have, do, or could conceivably win the world title.
Yeah.
And having that caliber of guys as your lesser champions could elevate whoever is next in line for it, even if at the time their stock isn't quite as high.
Yeah.
In the eyes of the fans. I think that's probably why like he keeps adding belts. It's like, oh man, I got all this talent that I've signed for a long time. I want to utilize all of them, but how do I do that? How do I actually like do that? Because it's like, I mean, let's be real here. This is more of a work rate company than a story company. The stories they do are great, and they're well thought out, and they're a lot of the top stories are really really well done. But like, what's the story with Mark Briscoe right now? He's the TNT champion.
Yeah.
Okay. you know, the conglomeration doesn't like Don Callis family. Okay, who does? Like they're a big enough. The family is a big enough entity that they're feuding with multiple factions at once right now.
Mm.
So I mean, like, it's it's not the ones that are there are great. The ones that are there on the lower side aren't always as great.
Yeah.
So at least the champions can go. I feel that's probably his outlook.
Yeah. So that was Dynamite. I thought it was really good, man. There's some
me
banger matches on Dynamite this week. I was really happy with it.
Yeah.
That leaves us to Collision. Same venue, same town. Obviously, there was some travel plans that kind of got nixed coming into Saturday night, so they extended the show on Wednesday and taped Collision. So we're at the same venue. I'm pretty sure those travel plans precluded people like Nigel from being present and stuff like that. So we got Big Show as one of our commentators tonight, and it was good. Big Show's a competent broadcaster. Like, he really fit well into that role.
I kind of forgot that he was with AEW.
Yeah,
because they never use him.
Yeah,
like for anything ever. Like, he's just kind of eating a paycheck on the payroll. I don't know. It was good to hear his voice though, because I feel like he actually added something. Yeah. Like, I know a lot of people make fun of Big Show, but like at the end of the day, that he's especially for his size, when most people think of big guy wrestlers, with maybe the exception of like The Undertaker or Kane, they're usually thinking of, oh, he's the big guy.
Yeah.
And that's his character, is he's the big guy. And Paul White is like far more versatile than I think his detractors really give him credit for.
Yeah.
Honestly. Like, I can't remember. I don't think I can recall too many actors, like legitimate, like working actors that can cry on cue like the Big Show can.
Yeah.
Like, everybody makes fun. Oh, the Big Show's crying. Like, dude, that's a skill to be able to do that on a moment's notice. That is a skill.
Yeah.
That is honed. Like, that is very difficult.
Yeah.
Try making yourself cry right now, and you'll find that it is very, very difficult. A lot more so than you're probably thinking it is.
Yeah.
And he's got it down to an art. I mean, yes, that's indicative of how many times Vince McMahon has wanted him to do it, but like, because big guy crying, ha 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 ha, it's funny. I am smart, but like, no. The fact of the matter is, like, that dude can actually do a lot of stuff character wise.
Yeah,
and people do not give him the credit that he deserves.
No,
they really don't.
Not at all. So with that said, we have our first match of the night. That's our AEW World Trios Champion Hangman versus Katsuyori Shibata.
Dude, they beat the crap out of each other,
didn't they? Oh,
I think this might have been one of Shibata's best matches in AEW.
Yeah, it was very good.
Like, they went hard at each other.
Yeah,
and it was really he kept that the spot that he did when he was interfering earlier in the night on the outside. He did the on Speedball. He suplexed him on the apron, hung on as he rolled Speedball off to the ground, and then in one swift motion appeared to deadlift him over again for another suplex on the floor. And he kept. I think that's going to be a part of his repertoire now as a heel, because he did that in this match too. And I was like, yes, I'm glad you kept that. That was so awesome.
Right.
Like, the dude was an animal in this match. And Hanger was, I wouldn't say he was struggling, but he was, he had to keep up.
Yeah. But he definitely met animal with animal. I mean, God,
definitely,
they killed
for
each
sure,
other, man. They killed each other. Paige got a buckshot lariat to get the win. After trying for a modified off the top buckshot, which I was really wanting him to hit, man. I was like,
Yeah, that would
God,
have
that
been
would be
cool.
killer. But then Shibata ducked it, and I was like, damn it. But I mean, it lariat and buckshot, and it was over after that.
Yeah,
But yeah, I was just like, whoa, like he should have hit that one off the top because it would have been so cool to end it
it
like
would have
that.
been neat.
That's the
It would
only
have been really neat.
that's the only detrimental thing I had about the match. Everything else was just
Yeah,
brutal and
honestly,
awesome.
that flip, it's more impressive when it's done from the top, from the top corner than it
Yeah,
is over the rope. Like, don't get me wrong, it's impressive the normal way too. I can't flip
yeah,
over the rope and land on my feet. Okay, full disclosure, not an athlete at all. But
yeah,
like when he's in a corner and he does it like that, it's so much more impressive because it's like you get a better understanding of how high in the air his body is when he does the flip over the top. It's like, wow, yeah, that's really high in the air. That's really impressive gymnastics to pull
yeah.
that off.
After that, we go out to the golf course with Don Callis and Rico,
Yep,
and
earlier that week. This was
yeah,
taped before Wednesday's Dynamite, apparently.
yeah, and I'm sorry that I can't really concentrate on anything that Ricochet and Don Callis were saying because I was too busy watching Mark Davis and Jake Doyle beat up some poor caddy in the background.
And mug him.
And mug, yeah, they did.
And mug him.
They went through. They ran his
swiped his
pockets.
wallet.
Yeah, they whipped his ass and ran his pockets. Like
It was
right there.
so funny.
Like that's felony robbery, guys.
Yeah.
But yeah. So like, I mean, yeah, I don't even care what they said. I didn't care. I was like, I'm literally like at this point when a Don Callis promo is happening, I don't give a fuck what he is saying. I am looking for what's happening in the background. And
Yeah.
this time, this was the best one. They choke
It
out
was so funny.
and run his pockets. I was like, ha. Like Katie's like, what? Because she's like paying attention to what Don Callis and Ricochet are saying. I'm like, no, look at the background. Look at the background. Like, look what's happening. Like, this is always happening in the background of Don Callis promos now. Like, but
Yeah.
I'm with it. I love that. I love it.
Me
I had
too.
said last week I hope
Really
they keep this
entertaining.
going, and here they are. So yeah, I was really. Now they did drop a little hint that like GOA might be taking on Davis and Doyle, so there might be a split there at some point.
At some point.
But I don't know how that's going to work because I'm going to root for Davis and Doyle against GOA if that happens because Ricochet's a dick. Don Callis is a dick too, but Mark Davis. If I have to pick one of those four guys that I'm going to root for, it's Mark Davis. So I would root for his team in that tag match. Although I don't know that it's going to happen because I'm still pretty sure that Christian Cage and
Yeah,
Copeland
I think this.
title.
I mean, heel versus heel. This is just something to do.
Yeah,
You can establish the new tag team right out the gate like that, but rarely does it actually lead to a title win.
yeah,
I think it's just to establish them that they're going to be here. They're going to be doing tag team things as a unit. FTR will have a great match with them because that's what's going to happen with this talented group of guys, and that'll be that. And then eventually, Cope and Christian will come back, and they're going to have a nice little kind of legacy run with the belts before they drop it to some other team.
yeah. After that, we got Chris Statlander versus Isla Dawn. I'm always happy to see Isla Dawn.
Yeah, they must have signed her because like her other appearances with AEW have been when they've been in the UK.
Yeah,
But I don't know. I mean, Isla Dawn may still live in Orlando for all I know, because it wasn't. It was like a year ago that she was let go, right? Something like that, maybe.
Yeah, 6
So
months, a
like
year,
maybe
something like that.
maybe she's still stateside despite no longer working for WWE. But I mean, it is Orlando. A lot of wrestlers do wind up there anyway.
Yeah,
There's no state income tax. It's a big deal for a lot of them. It's near the performance center, blah blah blah. The airport is enormous, and gets direct flights to a lot of major cities. So it's a really nice place to live if you are traveling all the time.
Yeah.
But I think maybe, I mean, they gave her grizzled young veterans to walk her out to the ring too.
Yeah.
Like, so I'm thinking she hasn't gotten a graphic, but I think they've signed her.
I hope so.
I mean, I can't imagine why they would give her GYV to walk her to the ring unless she was going to be sticking around.
Right.
Right.
But yeah, I hope she is. I don't hate
it's not
when
like
she's on
she's
my
going to
TV.
help in their feud with Eddie and Monkey there. So
Yeah. So yeah, it was a good match, but it was short.
Yeah.
You know, Statlander, of course, gets the win because, of course, she does it. She's the world champion.
More evidence that she's probably signed is that she actually was able to get some offense in.
Oh,
this
yeah.
match.
It wasn't a complete squash. It was a competitive match, but it was only like 5 minutes. After that, we see Tekla backstage in a Statlander shirt. And then she spits on the shirt, throws it in the trash, gives Statlander the finger. Statlander says something. We could hear her say something about going backstage and finding her and teaching her a lesson.
Yeah, but they never follow up on
But
that.
yeah, they didn't really follow up on that, I didn't think.
Yeah.
I thought, unless I missed that, and one of the times I went to go grab a drink out of the fridge or something, I didn't. Yeah. After that.
Also notable about this is that she made fun of her whole cosmic killer thing.
Yeah.
She did the. She did the wrong Vulcan salute. She didn't do this. She did this, which is nothing. It's, I don't know. It's a V.
But then she turned it into a middle finger.
Actually, that works better because if it was accurate, then it would be like, oh, she's a nerd. But her whole point was like, no.
How dare they endear her more? Like, if she somehow was like this, it was like, oh, I gave the signal that she's a nerd. I'd have been like, how could you get any hotter?
Yeah.
Like, stop. Yeah.
Stop. There's only so much aura that I can absorb from the TV.
Right. I gotta see her live, man. Her aura must be off the charts live.
She's something. Like she's larger. WWE, Vince McMahon always talked about larger than life characters. Like this woman is like 5'2", but she walks around like she's one of those big ladies that TK's got down in ROH. He's got a couple of them now. He's got a second one that just debuted like last week or something like that. I don't know where he's finding them.
One of them's manager dude's daughter, isn't it? The Road Warriors manager. I can't remember. Not James Mitchell.
Oh no, Rachel Ellering is there, but she's not one of them.
Oh, no, really?
She's the first one was has been hanging around with, I think it was the premier athletes, is Story Denali. She's like 6'3". I think she's a former volleyball player. And then they just introduced a new one whose name I don't know. But it was all over my skyline on Thursday. It's like there's another big lady, and the memes were everywhere. It was great.
Yeah.
But I don't know where he's finding these, Amazons, but he's finding them somewhere. Like
Joey Janela, fine purveyor of Amazon since forever, I guess. But somehow I don't understand. Like you remember that guy? Like everybody had one of these, so I know this can't be unrelatable. But you remember the guy in like 6th grade that looked like a little bit like a goat, but all the girls said was the cutest guy. His name was always Tyler or something like that. Yeah. So everybody had one of those guys. That Joey Janela is like that guy just grown up, like that. Like I don't understand the appeal of him because I find him kind of annoying. Like I'm sure I know by all accounts, great dude. I'm not talking bad about his personality.
Yeah, I think the charisma has a lot to do with it.
On TV, he just annoys the shit out of me, and I think that's probably the point. Okay. So I understand, but like he does annoy the fuck out of me when I see him on TV, and I'm like, I don't understand the appeal, but it's got to be there somewhere.
Yeah.
So, after that, we had Jungle Jack Perry backstage, playing with his knife, but he's coming after Ricochet's national title. and he's really pissed off that they took Luchasaurus from him.
Yeah.
And I like the fact that his character, while I mean it's Jungle Boy still, but he's this hard ass version of Jungle Boy. But even being a hard ass, he's like, I'm gonna take your title, but I'm only taking your title because you fucked up my friend.
Yeah.
Like my friend who worked so hard to get back here and do this again, you took him away. And so now I'm going to take away everything you have because you took away all the good shit I had.
Although it's another, like, he's like the second or third guy to be like, I'm going to take
everything from you. Yeah. Because it's it's Kenny and Darby and now Jack Perry. Oh, Hanger. Yeah. Oh, yeah. It was Hanger and Darby and now it's Jack Perry.
Yeah.
Oh, God. But yeah, it's like, we need to leave that trope alone, guys. I'm going to take everything from you.
Yeah. Leave that one in the box for another couple of years.
We see how well it's gone for everybody so far. I mean, Samoa Joe still has the ops. Moxley's a champion again and still has the Death Riders. Like, nobody is succeeding in their take everything from you mission.
Yeah.
So, even though for the Death Riders, that doesn't really make sense to me. But here we go. After that, we've got my notes say trios match, but this was definitely just a tag match. We got Proto Sheeta versus Billy and Austin Gunn. We learned during the match that Juice Robinson is injured, and Ace Austin was unable to be there, probably because they filmed it the same night as Dynamite because of travel issues. So they said he had travel issues getting there tonight, but that's that kayfabe shit where they got to pretend it's Saturday. So Austin Gunn comes out. He's got his dad. They're taking on Proto Sheeta, and crazily enough, they take their very first loss as a tag team to Proto Sheeta.
Yeah. Well, here's the deal too. Like, they should, but last we checked, the Gunn kids didn't like their dad anymore. And that was never ever brought up. That they made up. That nothing.
We had a reunion thing. I can't remember where it was. Really small. I can't remember when exactly, but it was like a really small deal. Like it was part of a match or something. Like maybe the Bang Bang Gang versus like one or the other of the fucking Acclaimed and somebody else. Maybe it was Billy Gunn, but like. There was something at some point where they like kind of half-assed made up on TV, but for the life of you, can't tell you when that was.
I don't remember that at all.
But I remember it happening. I just don't remember when it was or what. It was. Yeah, it wasn't like a big deal, and they didn't really follow up on it at all until now. And they still haven't. I mean, this still really isn't following up on it. This is just a match.
Considering how they basically broke up with their dad, like it was a big deal. And it was treated as such, you would think that that they would have, if they were gonna have them all kiss and make up, you would think that would be a bigger deal to the point where it would stick in my head that it happened.
Yeah,
but I have no recollection of even what you're talking about.
Yeah, I just remember seeing it. I don't remember why.
Like I believe you that it happened, but
I don't remember what the context of it was. I just remember that like they hugged or something, and that was it. But yeah, so Okada and Fletcher pick up the win here. Don Callis raises their hands, but then Okada shows up, and they have to hold Takeshita back from like attacking him.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess we're still building towards Takeshita and Okada. I wanted to pull the trigger on this like so bad. Like,
yeah, I want this Don Callis schism, much like I want the Death Rider Civil War. I really want it to just happen.
Yeah,
please just get there. Like, I'm tired. Like,
yeah,
my feeling is you can. I don't know how much more Takeshita and Fletcher really could get from their association with Don Callis. They've both kind of outgrown the need for him.
Yeah.
there are a billion other guys in that faction. Let Don work on elevating them. Like, that's the point of faction, is to elevate guys, right? So you've done that with Takeshita. You've done that with Fletcher. They can go on. They can turn babyface, and they can do their thing. Like, it's fine. You can do that. Please get there though.
Yeah.
Because I'm tired of this will they or won't they. Like, Okada and Takeshita have been will they, won't they for like a year now. They had one match in the semifinals that was disappointing because of the literally screwy finish in the C2 semis. Like, when are we going to when is Okada going to put Take over?
Hopefully
like,
soon.
I want it and I need it soon so that we can move on from this.
Yeah. Yeah. It's like every week, the Don Callis family is still very powerful, even though Takeshi's mad at everybody.
Yeah.
Okay, let's figure it out.
Like, I love that, like, it looks like there are sides that are going to be taken. I like that they're establishing that. I like that it's probably going to be those two splitting off. Maybe somebody else follows them. I don't know.
Yeah.
But I like that. I like that Hechicero is, playing this role of, like, constantly trying to be like, come on, guys, this is big for us. Don't do this. Like, right. He's constantly playing Peacemaker. Of all people, Hechicero is playing Peacemaker.
Well, I mean, who else would make peace except one of the biggest dudes in the faction, Yeah.
There are lots of aspects of this I like, but can we hurry this along? Because it's been the slow burn is great, but eventually you need to get to a destination.
Yeah, the slow burn's been burning a little too slow. So let's get to
it. How big is this candle?
Apparently huge. It's Takeshita sized.
Okay.
But after that, we got the Demand backstage. They're responding to Jack Perry, and it looks like Ricochet has gone to Tony Khan and gotten Perry's rematch arranged for the Las Vegas show in 2 weeks. So we might see a title change right then. Kind of hope we do. Honestly.
I think there's a pretty good chance of that happening.
Yeah. After that, we see GYV backstage. They're not happy about how the loss went since Ortiz used weapons. And they said that, if they want to use weapons, then GYV can too. And Kingston's like, okay, well, let's fucking do it then. So I guess that'll probably be next week. We'll see GYV versus Kingston and Ortiz again with weapons, or maybe we're going to save that for a special edition Dynamite or the pay-per-view. Who knows? We'll see what exactly happens there. I'm not real high on this feud, to be honest with you.
I think it puts the grizzled young veterans on TV.
Yeah. That's one of the only things I like about it.
Yeah, they're a legit tag team.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm okay with, this is one of those stories that's kind of, bare bones. It's fine.
Yeah.
But
they'll barely have a reason to hate each other.
Yeah.
Yeah.
From there, I think it's the double duty match, right? Alec Price and Jordan Oliver come out and get just destroyed.
Like they had a fucking good match with FTR, and now they've got squashed by Doyle and.
Yeah, they got a couple of hope spots in there, but for the most part, they were just. The match was pretty much designed around different ways that Doyle and Davis could throw their opponents into each other.
Yeah, basically.
Which was awesome. Like, it was... what's your strategy in this match? I'm going to throw this dude at that other dude. Like,
I'm going to whoop your ass,
and
Charles.
over again.
I'm like, okay. With Charles.
I'm the Juggernaut.
Bitch.
But yeah, as far as squashes go, this was really, really entertaining. because you had two big beefy boys, just throwing the skinny dudes into each other in various ways. And I gotta say, as far as a gimmick goes, you could do worse.
Yeah.
You could do worse than be the team that's known for throwing partners into each other.
Yeah. Like I said, though, it wasn't as competitive as the FTR match, but again, they were pulling double duty, and after that FTR
I think that
match,
was smart too. I think that was smart because it shows that against the same team, they face the same team, so the measuring stick is right there. And FTR had a problem, underestimating them. Davis and Doyle just ran right through them, so they look like very, very credible challengers because they mopped the floor with these guys that FTR had trouble with.
Yeah,
there's your story is making Doyle and Davis look like a credible threat to FTR, even though I don't think they're going to win and take the belts.
After that, we go to a vignette from Darby Allin with Bam Margera.
Margera.
Darby Allin is straight edge, right?
I believe.
So this doesn't make any sense to me. Because Bam Margera is a fucking degenerate addict. And I don't mean like all people that are addicts are degenerates. That's not true. But Bam Margera is a fucking degenerate. Okay, like how bad of a person do you got to fucking be to get fired from Jackass? Probably pretty bad, I'd imagine.
Yeah, probably. They seem like they'd be willing to put up with a lot.
Yeah, but not this guy. And so I don't know. I didn't think much of this, and I didn't care much for it. I thought it was just a stupid idea.
I will say this: if Bam's getting the band back together, I heard rumors that they're doing a new Jackass film.
Yeah.
If they're getting the band back together and letting Bam in, and maybe Darby will be in the movie or something, and that's why they're doing this. What I will say is that I kind of take issue with some of the takes on Blue Sky about it. Like I feel like it's wrong to say that this diminishes Darby. He's just hanging around with Jackass guys. Like, well, okay, what, people can't have outside interests? They got to be all wrestling all the time?
Yeah, that's true.
Like, really? Like, I know it's AEW and it's more supposed to be like sports centric, and the wrestling comes first. The best is where the best wrestle, the whole deal. But like, people are whole people. Like, if you don't care for the video, yeah, I get that. But like, I think there's a place for something like this in wrestling to show a different side of somebody. I feel like I don't think it diminishes Darby's star at all. Some people were saying, "Oh, God, this makes me look at Darby in a negative light." I'm like, why? What, because he has friends outside of wrestling? I have lots of friends outside of wrestling. Wrestling ain't my life.
We have definitely gone after people about their associations. Ricochet, Hangman today. Bam Margera is not much of a better pro. I mean, I don't think he's ever been convicted of being accused of being a pedophile, but my God, he's been accused of some pretty awful shit. So, aside from that, do I think it diminishes Darby? No. Do I think it was a fucking stupid idea? Yeah.
I think it was kind of a waste of a segment. Like, it wasn't. Yeah. It wasn't what I wanted to see, but I don't have any issue with it as a concept.
No.
It could have been executed better. Like, it was, but basically it just showed them faffing around.
Yeah, like, I mean, they could have, but I mean, Tony's got money. They could have done this with like Tony Hawk or somebody, and it would have went over like a fart in church.
Yeah.
So, I mean, yeah, it could have been any other skateboarder, any other retired skateboarder, any other retired professional skateboarder. I mean, we've got other people out there. There's Tony Hawk and Bob Burnquist and all the old fucking Zephyr kids who are still alive. Like it could have been any one of those guys. Anyone, like if it would have been a completely different reaction, complete 180 in the reactions if it had been Tony Hawk. If it had been Tony Hawk, everybody would been like, "We fucking love Tony. That's great."
There's precedent for that.
Yeah.
He's already done videos with Tony Hawk.
Yeah.
Like
so
promoting their foundation. Like it's.
I just think the person they chose, the clip could have been fine. I think it's just the person they chose and how, I don't think his reputation would be so bad if the accusations weren't coming from people that we all know are like a fucked up group of individuals. And that's by their own admission. Most of them are recovered addicts. And during the time where we know during the time where we know the most about them in their lives, they were raging fucking addicts on all kinds of different shit. Steve-O didn't do the shit he did because he thought it was fun or he could do it. He did it because he was on nitrous and had no fucking brain cells left. That's just what it is. His brain was deprived of oxygen. He did stupid shit for money so he could buy more nitrous and cocaine. He said that himself. So we know, but when that group of people who are all recovered, except this one, and this is the guy they pick. And I'm like, nah, I would hire Bam to do something, but he on the conditions that you show up sober. And if you don't show up sober, the money I would pay you is going to put your ass back in rehab. But I don't they could have picked 100 other people and the reaction would have been nothing. It would have just been like, oh, it's a Darby Allin thing with a professional skateboarder. No big deal. The fact that it was Bam Margera, I don't know another I don't know a lot of skateboarders, but from my era, I know a bunch like Bob and Tony Hawk and people like that. Bam Margera is a skateboarder from my era. So I know him. I've watched his skate videos before Jackass. And I watched Jackass. So Bam was a big part of my entertainment consumption for 10 or 15, almost 20 years. That, because he was doing those videos from the time he was 12 or something like that. And I was watching those videos trying to learn how to skate, and I still can't fucking skate. But you've got 100 other people that this could have been, and you've got Bam, who is known to be this problematic professional skater. And if I think about all of the professional skaters whose name I know, current, past, doesn't matter. I watched the X Games the other day. It's fucking awesome. These kids are doing crazy shit these days. But all the people I know, I can't name a single other one that's labeled as problematic. Except for there's one kid from the Zephyr team back in the 70s, the one that got the zipper tattooed on his head. He was apparently very problematic, but I can't remember it. Jay something. Apparently he was problematic, but his time was 30 fucking years ago, 40, 50 years ago now. Bam is still kind of relevant in pop culture because it's Bam Margera. He's all up until our generation is dead. He's going to have some kind of pop culture relevance.
Yeah, because he, between Jackass and the reality show spinoffs he had.
Yeah. Between all the shit he did, he's going to be a little bit relevant to us. But of all the skaters you could have picked, you picked the one guy that is labeled problematic. The one guy who couldn't keep his addiction in check enough to participate in Jackass. What do you say to that? I don't know what to say to that. I feel like the like I said before, the vignette was fine. The choice of person to be the foil to Darby Allin in this was a bad choice. It was just a bad choice. That's how I thought about it. I was like, that's a fucking bad choice.
Yeah. I mean, you know more about it than I do. I honestly, Jackass and especially skater culture is never really in my wheelhouse, ever. Never in my orbit. So I'll take your word for it. I don't really know much about him other than I know that he was in those things that I mentioned, but other than that, I'm like,
well, Steve-O's got a podcast. It's great. If you haven't watched Steve-O's podcast, fucking do that. Like just the clips, even like if you like, there's clips of it. Like the latest one he did with Frankie Muniz, where Frankie Muniz talks about like what like how he avoided the traps of being a child star and shit like that. Like fucking awesome. Like 15 minutes or something, where just that segment of it. But that's what I do. I watch a lot of his segments. I don't listen to a lot of the whole episodes. But he's had like Tyson, and he's had Frankie Muniz, and he's had all like Dane Cook and all these other people, and people that were really like Steve-O, really famous at one time, and now maybe the best they're doing is podcasting. But he had Knoxville on there, and of course, if Steve-O and Knoxville are in the same place, they're gonna talk about Jackass a little bit,
of course, yeah.
And so there's like a 15-minute segment where they each talk about the problem with Bam, and it's pretty succinct because they both are like basically foiling the same story. And you can tell like they both experienced this level of depravity or whatever from him and at different times and in different ways. But like when those two guys, like two formerly drug addict stuntmen who literally made their living on, like Jackass started as a listicle on BuzzFeed, where Johnny Knoxville was Jackass started because he was reviewing tasers, and to do so was tasing himself. Like, which one's the best one? I don't know. I'm going to find out by doing it to my own self. That's how Jackass started. So, like, if you're so fucked up that is the environment, you can't work in that environment, like,
yeah.
I mean, like, I would figure you would need to be at least a little fucked up.
Probably.
To like I've seen some of the shit they do where like they've got that obstacle course where they've got the cattle prods and shit hanging down from it. You have to be a little high to do that. Okay. Yeah. Like,
I've never really been like a huge fan. Although the one with the giant hand, that one pops me every time.
Oh, dude, that shit's hilarious.
Yeah.
That shit was fucking funny.
Every time I see that clip somewhere, I make sure I watch it. It pops me every single time. It's such a cartoony thing to happen.
Yeah, right? It's like this giant hand thump. Especially when they load it with powder. Best shit.
Yep.
Best shit.
Oh yeah. I mean, if it's not loaded with powder, so I mean, what are we even doing?
Right. But yeah, fucking. So yeah, I mean, I felt like it was a bad choice. There's 100 other people they could have used. Especially when they have lore built with other people like Tony Hawk, where he's already been on the show before. It can't be much to get a hold of him and hey, you want to do a quick vignette? So I don't know. Maybe Bam lives in Orlando. I don't know what the fucking deal is here. So
beats me.
That's enough of that for like a 2-minute segment.
Yeah.
After that, we had our TBS title match. Willow Nightingale defending against Julia Hart. I thought this was really good, man. A little short, but like Julia Hart can fucking wrestle, man. Like,
yeah,
she can fucking wrestle. She's very good at avoiding the traps that little, like, smaller ladies fall into, where the punches don't look like they're hurting or whatever, because she doesn't do it a lot.
Yeah.
She uses her feet and her holds and actual wrestling, and I fucking love that. Yeah. I do.
It's funny to me too, because you describe her, rightfully so, as like a smaller woman, but she's like 5'4", and Sky Blue and Tekla are both like 5'1", 5'2". She's still the tallest one in her faction, which I think is objectively hilarious.
True, it is. But yeah, I mean, she's small, but doesn't fall into the small trappings like other people do. She's managed to build her repertoire of moves up in a way that, like, what she does looks like it hurts. Her holds look effective. She can wrestle. She can really wrestle. And I mean, I know we recognize this like whenever she was TBS champion first time, when we were at the beginning of our podcast. I think probably. I think that coincided at some point, or Pretty
I
sure.
I think she came back from injury around that time. Yeah.
But like we knew like she was improving. She deserved, like she was one of the most improved women's wrestlers of that year when she won the TBS title. We
Yeah.
knew
She had a really, really, you know, groundswell of momentum. I don't think TBS title was ever really part of the plan, but they struck when the iron was hot because she was getting over,
yeah,
and then
getting
she
over
got
big time.
injured.
Yeah, yeah. And now, I mean, she won't be as over because she's a heel. I mean, she'll still get
Yeah.
cheered because that happens. I mean, look, I mean, the likelihood of like, okay, so even as a heel, the likelihood of about 85% of dudes in the audience booing her is low as fuck. Her, Sky Blue, Tekla,
True.
like they're heels. They're supposed to be baddie heels, and nah, there's just not a lot of booing going on. Okay, like
No,
that,
there
and
really
it's
isn't.
funny too because objectively, the other baddie women's trio is just as appealing and gets like the hella boos.
Yeah,
So I guess I don't really get it. Like
they're a little bit more antagonistic towards the crowd.
that's true. Yeah, Marina and them antagonize the crowd where
Yeah,
Tekla and them really
especially
just
Marina.
Tekla
Marina
and Marina gives everybody the finger.
actively
Yeah.
actively antagonizes the crowd at every
Oh yeah.
opportunity.
Yeah. I don't know who taught her how to get heat, whether it was Roddy or somebody else, whoever she
Might be
trained with,
Mox. I know that she went
but
to
my
him.
God, is she fucking good at it, man. I thought Marina Shafir is a success story that should be studied because we are where we are with her from wearing a straw hat and screaming, "You don't know me."
Yeah. Yeah.
That is a rise and a skill level adjustment that should be studied. It should be because it was quick. It was really fast. Like for wrestling,
Yep.
that's fast as fuck, man. There are people who get like stay in training longer than it took her to change her entire level. Maybe not on the mic. I haven't heard her really talk on the mic much since then, which, okay, maybe that's a good idea. But her ring work has fucking gotten stellar since then. So,
Yeah. Yeah. I mean,
compared to what it
usually when
was,
she's on the
anyway.
mic, she's doing the creepy monotone thing that she tries to involve Sky in so that they can like finish each other's sentences and stuff.
Mm.
You know, with the spooky character, it's a little bit more difficult to cut a promo in a believable way if you're
Yeah.
leaning into the spooks.
After that, we've got our Rascals vignette that I completely fucking missed. Apparently, Xavier and Wentz are going to be taking on Crew after their rock, paper, scissors three-way that they had to decide. It's about all I know about it.
Yeah.
But yeah, I missed it. I didn't like missing it. I didn't realize I had it. Must have been really short because I really wasn't gone from the room now.
No.
So after that, I did catch this. I got back in the room about halfway through this one, but I did rewind to catch the rest of this. And so we've got Alex Windsor talking to somebody who's, I guess we're in their POV, talking about how this person is a badass and an ex-AEW world champion and that it's not right that they should be just sitting there and not doing anything. And turns out that it's Jamie Hayter, who says maybe we should get some matching outfits then. So it looks like we've got a new women's tag team.
Yeah, I guess they just AEW just filed a trademark for the Brawling Birds. So that's probably the name that they're going to use for them.
That sounds very British.
Yeah. I mean, it reminds me of, the Brawling Brutes over in WWE when they were doing that.
Yeah.
I don't know. There's something about the calling somebody a Brawling whatever. It's like, I'm not really sold on the name, but it describes them well though. It's accurate.
Yeah, they're both brawlers, so
yeah,
we'll see. After that, we've got Andrade versus Magnus, and I thought this was a pretty good match, man.
This was probably the most interesting thing to me that happened on the show. Probably, I'm not the best match, but the most interesting thing, because here you have Magnus, who honestly I wasn't really super impressed with. He wasn't allowed to really, I think, show much of anything. This was definitely an extended squash match to highlight and showcase Andrade, and they did it in this really clever way. Like he just kind of like slowly stripped off all of his clothes over the course of the match, and like dude has gotten into incredible shape.
Yeah.
Like just ludicrous dumb shape.
That's a brick shit house. Like,
yeah.
Ugh.
And you know, at one point there was an obvious plant in the front row who took a selfie with him, and he gave her his digits in her phone. He went up to the top rope a couple minutes later during the commercial break, took off the glove he was wearing to highlight the fact that he didn't have a wedding ring on anymore and he could do as he pleased. And then before the commercial ends, he ripped off his pants, and he had gear on under, but he wasn't wrestling in like underwear, but like this was probably the most intricately choreographed and planned squash match I think I've ever seen. Like, a lot of care was taken into this extended like 10-minute enhancement match.
Yeah. This fist fight with stripping.
Yeah, like I mean, and I gotta tell you, if the goal was to make Andrade look like $1 billion, it succeeded.
Yeah.
The dude, I thought that the missing part of his presentation was always going to be Zelina Vega, because she completed him in NXT.
Yeah.
This convinced me, no, he doesn't need that.
No.
He doesn't need that. He just needs to have the ability and the opportunity to highlight that live show charisma. That's what he needs.
Yeah.
And like, this dude he came off as an enormous deal. Huge deal. Like, I think it did wonders for his presentation.
And then, after the match, we hear from him, and he says that he has unfinished business and he wants the world title. So add another one to the list.
Yeah.
And he's going to be taking on
Swerve for Dynamite.
Yeah,
like,
so we'll see him and Swerve on Wednesday.
That match is going to slap so hard.
It better be 30 minutes long. That shit.
I'm so excited for that match. I cannot wait for that match.
Yeah, that's going to be the killer of the show for sure.
I'm shaking right now just thinking about it. I'm so excited for it.
It's going to be a good one. I'm pretty excited for that one. After that, we've got our main event for Collision. We have the CMLL World Heavyweight Championship being defended by Claudio Castagnoli against Roderick Strong. First of all, Wheeler's the only one who got boos.
Yeah, I mean, it's hard to boo Claudio when he's that damn good. Yeah.
Like, Moxley came out on commentary. Love that. Because I love Moxley on commentary, especially asking.
He adds this weird but very, very sincere presence whenever he's on there. He doesn't try to be a commentator. He just acts like the fan that he is, and that's very endearing, actually.
Yeah.
While still keeping it kayfabe the whole time.
Yeah. But we kick in the match. This was, God, they beat the fuck out of each other.
Yeah.
Like just beat the fucking shit out of what? Like, man, at some points I was like, good God, guys, could y'all just, like, I didn't want them to tone it down, but at the same time, I was like, how much harder can you hit before this becomes unsafe? Because
I tell you,
dang, dude.
There are guys who do chops, and then there are guys like Roderick Strong.
God,
Like
never.
The top three like guys I would not want to get chopped by are like Gunther, Roddy, and like probably Dax. Like,
Yeah.
like those chop. Like, I don't want to take those chops for anything.
Nah. If I was ripping one of his matches, he'd be like, "Hey, I'm gonna throw you in the corner and chop you." I'd be like, "The fuck you are."
No, you are not,
The
sir.
fuck you are, sir. Kick
Due
me.
respect, but no.
Like backbreaker me or kick me or something. Do not chop me. Fuck no.
Yeah.
Like I've seen like okay, so the chop line is a punishment in wrestling
Yeah.
training. And if you're a newbie, if you're green, if you haven't wrestled your first match yet and you do something fucking stupid, if you endanger someone else, you get to do the chop line. And so basically what that is they put you in the corner and they put your shirt up over your face so you can't see. And they expose your chest and everybody else in the class lines up and chops the shit out of you. And they do that like I've rotated the line out like 3 times on stuff like that.
Yeah.
Depending on how many people are in the class. There's like 15 of them once, but you have 5 or 6 people, rotate that shit a couple times. Like make them really feel it. But
yeah.
Before we get into this is not abuse. This is voluntary. I do not make them do this shit. No trainer I've ever had makes you do this shit. Okay. If they do, maybe they are abusing you. But in our case, it was like, hey, you fucked up and we need to communicate to you how badly you fucked up. So you're going to get a bunch of chops right now. And since you got to be trained in chops anyway, we're going to do this. Like, it's one of those things like you do it during a match. So it's not out of the ordinary for you to be chopped or chop someone else when you're training.
No.
So getting a lot of them is a good way. Like, not only does it teach them don't do this thing you did again, but also it helps when you're actually getting chopped in a match to not cover up. Because you're not, you've had worse. One ain't gonna kill you. Get me, but I will take a fucking chop line from the 7 biggest dudes I've ever met in the wrestling business before I will let Roddy Strong chop me one motherfucking time. Fuck that. Fuck that.
I love though that he has such hard chops because like he's not the biggest guy and it's an ultimate equalizer.
Yeah.
If he hits you that hard, it's instantly believable that, and as long as the big guy sells it, it's instantly believable that okay, he could chop down that tree.
The great thing about a chop is that they're legit. Like, Now most people are like, oh, it's a knife edge chop, but it's not. They rotate their hand to get, but that hurts way worse than the actual
way more
knife
surface
edge
area.
chop. Yeah, this shit hurts way worse. So like, if you chop somebody 90 to 90, probably 98% of the time, if they go, oh, and like cover their chest and bend over, that's a legit. That's not selling. That is them being like, oh, fuck, that really hurt, motherfucker. How dare you?
Yeah.
But I mean, they know it's coming though. Like you get shot by somebody like Roddy or Shibata or something like that. Like you're gonna feel that shit. And there ain't no selling about it. It's, oh, fuck. And that's the natural reaction. That's why everybody sells that move the exact same.
Joe with that one chop on Speedball in his match.
Oh, God, dude.
On the outside, just like completely shut down the match.
I'm only taking
Speedball was rocking and rolling, and one chop just put him on his ass and he was selling for like a solid minute.
Mm-hmm. And they all sell the same, and that's the reason everybody sells the same, because that is your body's natural reaction to taking blunt force trauma to your chest. Like that's what your body immediately goes, ooh, like trying to get. No, it's not selling. It's your body's natural reaction where you turtle up, and like the toughest dudes, the big Claudio, got chopped by Roddy and turtle.
Yep.
That means Claudio is famously known. He's famous within the business for having like Mick Foley levels of pain tolerance. And so if Claudio turtles because you chopped him, that shit hurt. That shit hurt bad. And yeah, I'll never take a chop off Roddy. Fuck, like, unless Tony Khan is standing on the other side of that chop with an AEW contract ready to be signed,
or at least a fistful of money,
or at least it would have to be a large fistful of money, bro. It would have to be large, but like, unless a big fat stack of money or an AEW contract is the only way I'm taking a chop off one of those like pretty much anybody we just mentioned, Claudio, Roddy, Shibata, fuck, even Hanger. I've seen some chops that Hangers laid out that I've been like, oh God, Swerve. No.
I mean, Dax.
I mean,
he just lays them in.
And then the obvious guys, like Hobbs or Lance Archer or Big Show. Fuck no. Look at Kofi Kingston's chest. He distributes that directly to Big Show's chops. I'm sure that's not the case. That's actually the case, but Kofi Kingston says the reason his chest looks like that is because the Big Show chopped the shit out. So, not me. Same with Gunther. Like, there's an obvious list of people, but then there's other people like Roddy who don't look as big or they are kind of like he's got the glasses and shit, so he's unassuming. But yeah,
all technique.
He has perfect technique, so it's gonna fucking hurt. And kick me, dude. Kick me. Backbreaker me. Do something safer than what you're about to do. Because, like, literally, I feel like Roddy Strong could probably hit you hard. Like, him, Claudio, a couple other guys could probably hit you hard enough with good enough technique to stop your fucking heart. And that is a possibility. So,
it is.
I'm already, I'm at the age where I'm like, hey, I need, Roddy's probably our age, too. He might even be a little older than I am. But he's in way better physical shape than I am, too. So, I'm in my 40s. I'm worried about, butt cancer in my heart. So, Roddy probably.
I, at work, literally a week ago, went just to reach above my head for some supplies and tweaked my shoulder.
Oh, God.
It's just because I'm 40 and my body is starting to hate me.
Yeah. For those of you listening who are under 30, you will get to a point in your life where you can sleep incorrectly.
Mm-hmm.
And then your neck doesn't turn left for a week. That happens to be a lot. Like, I don't know what I'm doing wrong, but every couple months, I'll wake up and have a crick in my neck and I'll try to turn my head and be like, oh, great, I can't turn it to the left today. Awesome. And that's only been happening since I'm after 35. Before that, no, I could fucking sleep curled up in a ball on fucking gravel and nothing. In the middle of the street.
That military training,
Yeah, but now, no, I can't. No, I need my bed. I need my bed, or the bed that I'm sleeping in better be comfortable as fuck.
But anyway, this match was great. The whole story of it was Claudio was targeting the knee.
Yeah,
and he
Claudio
just went after it and after it. At one point, he does the giant swing on Roddy with just the one leg, which is a great way to pull somebody's ACL right off their heel. Yes. Right off their knee. He only did it for one rotation, thank God. But man, I'm glad that led to the finish and wasn't the finish.
Yeah,
but. Man, I hope Claudio's okay.
Right?
He's kind of sick in the head a little bit.
Just a little. But I like that. I like when
he's so creative, but it takes a little. It takes a sicko to kind of think of this kind of stuff.
Well, I mean, I guess he's in the right place then, because this is for the sickos. And this shit was definitely for the sickos. Yeah,
like us. Yeah. Sickos like us.
Yeah, I enjoyed it.
But
though.
I thought ultimately, Claudio wins. Obviously.
Yeah.
I loved the pre-match stuff with Tony Khan presenting the belt, because I guess in CMLL for big title fights, the booker, the owner of the promotion or whatever, will take the belt and they'll do that same kind of presentation.
Mm-hmm.
But the owner of CMLL wasn't there because of the travel issue, so Tony kind of had to step in. And I just thought that was a really nice touch. You can tell that Tony Khan really not only values the CMLL partnership, but absolutely reveres these
Mhm.
people. And this, even if it's just, the history of it, like he's just absolutely all about it. And I kind of love seeing him geek out over it, to be honest.
Yeah. I really enjoyed the match though. Didn't figure there was going to be a title change. I figured that would probably happen
Yeah.
on CMLL TV. But I thought the match was really good. I mean, yeah, we've been sitting here going on and on about just the chops in it, and there was
Yeah.
so much more. It was a great match. Collision though, as a whole, fucking sweet this week. Like we
Yeah.
got some great wrestling this week,
We were really, really spoiled this
yeah,
week.
despite the travel issues that prevented us from actually getting a Saturday show. We got 4 hours of fucking great wrestling. So
Yeah.
I'm cool with
Like
that.
it was, we were eating well this week.
Yeah.
Like I heard, I saw it being described on Blue Sky as like just Tony Khan, seeing what WWE was doing with Saturday Night's Main Event and stuff, and just like completely like just doing FU booking
Mhm.
was how it was described. And I'm like, I think that there's precedent to suggest that he was always just, lately just trying to book the best shows that he could. And I don't know if it's as petty as competition, but
I mean, if pettiness drives him to put out a product this good, let him be petty.
Yeah, I agree.
And honestly, like, this is one of the things where, like, I separate with the fan base because, like, if Tony Khan's petty or hyper focused or whatever it is that has him producing this type of wrestling, like, I don't give a fuck. I don't
Yeah,
care. I just don't care. Like, whatever the mindset he's in, I don't give a shit. Sometimes I see like the booking situations he's writing himself into and have no idea how he's going to write himself out of it. And he fucking manages it and puts on a great show. And so, like, where his mind is, if it's just a good wrestling mind, if it's a hyper
yeah,
focus, if it's pure, I am just going to put on the best show I can because fuck WWE and their counter programming bullshit. If that's the case, fine, whatever it is, any of those things, I don't care. I don't care. As long as this is the end product.
yeah. I mean, I know that I've done a lot of like complaining about this week, but like, I promise you, I really, really enjoyed myself this week.
The stuff we're
wrestling.
really complaining about is I think more about, in this case for this week, I think it's more about associations that AEW and the wrestlers within it have made than it is about the wrestling or the storylines or anything like that. Like the stuff, like we enjoyed the matches, we liked the storylines, the storyline beats, we like all that was cool. We just had to fucking deal with Marty Skrull and fucking Bam Margera rearing their fucking heads into our fucking what is our safe space. And those two coming into it, I'm sure to other people who treat AEW as a safe space, it is to some of those people that those guys just appearing is probably a violation of their safe space. So especially Marty Skrull, I could see how Skrull could be one for a lot of people. So like the fact that like we're not hating on the wrestling portion of this. It's just the associations that have kind of been linked in this week were like, what the fuck? Like everything else is fine though. Like everything else is good. It's just why these two assholes?
Yeah.
But now for one of them, okay, cool. We're bitching. He was on the show. The other one remains to be seen what's going to happen there. Maybe Hangman will come out and be like, look, I sat down with this guy because he wanted to, but I don't fucking like him and I don't approve of what he did, or AEW being like, he's definitely not going to be on TV, so that was remains to be seen. But the Bam thing, he was on the TV show. So it's like, hey, wait a minute, guys, come on. Smarter decisions, please. And only in stuff like that. Everything else, like, fucking, I don't need you to make smart decisions. I'm entertained by the fucking wrestling. So, and that's the first thing when I'm watching pro wrestling to watch wrestling. So, if I'm entertained by the wrestling, that goes a long way to make everything else better. But Yeah, there's just a couple things, you know.
Yeah,
But yeah, that was Collision. I thought we had a great week of wrestling. The 4 hours was a
we
good
absolutely
4 hours
did.
of wrestling. Yeah.
All right, I think though that it's time to bring it home, right?
Mm-hmm.
What do we do to do that?
We got to do what the pros do and call it in the ring.
All right. For calling in the ring this week, you talk about your nitpicks, you talk about criticisms that we often have on the show. I know the one thing that I've been beating the drum on for the past several weeks, really, months, really, is how many titles there are on the men's side of things, singles titles, and how they relate to each other. Like which one means more. Like where's the where's the strata? Like, so what we decided to do was kind of talk about that and kind of if we were booking the men's division, how would we look at and maybe characterize each belt in relation to one another, and who we would book as like the most likely contenders in each division. So, I mean, I think the easiest one is to start with the world title, right?
Well, yeah.
Champion right now, Maxwell Jacob Friedman. I mean, it's a small group, as it should be. The world title should probably be the smallest group, right?
You would think.
I mean, you got, and with these lists, it's like, if we're putting people like the world title picture, that doesn't mean that they can't drop down to the international title picture. And doesn't mean the opposite isn't also true. They're doing a great job of elevating guys right now. So like, and hell, like the Continental title is held by Jon Moxley, the only 4-time AEW world champion in history. So, there is mobility between these tiers, I think, probably, to a degree. I mean, I think if it were up to the talent, that mobility would only go upwards, but I don't think that's realistic. I have the world title is obviously the top title, the one with the biggest, most thought into programs, basically the face of the company, to one degree or another. I've got a bunch of guys in mind. Most of them are not going to be surprises. I think one of my guys would probably surprise people who know me because I don't really like the guy. But to me, the world title picture would probably consist of obviously MJF. Then you've got his current 3 biggest challengers: Adam Page, Samoa Joe, and Swerve Strickland. The most recent challengers. They belong there, clearly. Kenny Omega belongs there. Then you've got, he's on the injured list. Will Ospreay, though, is probably going to be the next world champion, and he deserves to be there. And then you've got guys like, Jay White, who's also still injured, but has always been heavily in the mix in the world title picture. And then probably the last guy that I would include in this picture hasn't gotten a world title yet, but has always been booked really strongly. Not like the hugest fan of the black hole of charisma, but Bobby Lashley probably deserves to be in that conversation too, in terms of presentation. Is there anybody else that you were thinking?
I don't know, man. I wouldn't put Bobby Lashley in there. I'd probably put Shelton Benjamin in there instead. Just because of the way they've been booked and the way they've been presented.
He has been booked really, really strongly since his debut.
Shelton could make a case for being in the world title picture. I think like Claudio having a heavyweight title right now could probably give him a case
Yeah.
But like some of the like, I mean, the non-surprising. I mean, there's Adam Page, there's Joe, there's Swerve. Okay, yeah. I think some other ones like aren't in it though. That people will be like, oh yeah, they are. They're world title, but no, they're not. Mox. I mean, he is the Continental Champion, but he's just not in the world title scene right now. Darby Allin, another one, not in the title scene.
Yeah.
Like everybody's like, oh, Darby should be champion, but he's not in the title scene. I'm sorry, like I don't like AEW rankings here. Put him at number 4 on their list. I don't give him that high. Not even close. Not even close at all, really.
I mean, you gotta remember those rankings are based on wins largely.
I mean, yeah,
with,
I get that
consideration to the storylines.
Yeah, and I get that, but like in this case,
and it's very early in the year.
He does say, "I don't think he's in contention for a world title shot right now," and I'm like, you know, I agree with that part. Putting him at number 4, I don't agree with, just because there are. I mean, who? You know, he's got Joe at 8. You know, where Joe should be like 2 or 3. You know, Hangman should be. He's got Hangman at 3. He should probably be 2. You know, other people like we have Swerve should be in there. Joe should, like the top 4 should be the champion, Hangman, Swerve, and Joe. I mean, because that's kind of what we have right now. But there's other people who could make a case. There's other people who could be inserted. I mean, Fletcher and Takeshita both have a case to be part of a world title scene.
Brody King is probably going to get one before the pay-per-view.
Brody's probably the next title challenger. Yeah. So, there's a few here and there. But like, I think those core 4 are probably who's in it until Ospreay comes back, and then he'll add to it.
Yeah.
Jay White, when he comes back, I don't know that he'll be added to it, because we are trying to rebuild the tag division. So when he comes back, I think the Bang Bang Gang probably becomes 2 tag teams once they're whole. And they probably just
see that.
That's probably part of the tag division at that point.
I mean, I could see him turning heel and going against Adam Page again.
Yeah.
Because remember, like, he's Hanger's kryptonite. He's never beaten Jay White.
Yeah.
And I mean, in fact, he dropped 2 straight pay-per-view singles matches to him. Like, I mean, they didn't even escalate it from one to the next. It was just 2 straight up singles matches, and Hanger lost both of them just straight up.
Yeah.
You could run that back with the roles reversed. I mean, honestly, what the world title scene, that main event scene, is lacking is heels.
Yeah.
You've got MJF and you've got Samoa Joe. And that's it.
Pretty much everybody else is a face. Yeah.
Yeah. So, I mean, turning Jay, and Jay, I do think works best as a heel. Like, his character is a cerebral one that baits people into making mistakes, and that's reflected in his wrestling style too, which is as Excalibur usually described it as very defensive. That's accurate. I mean, you bait and then you hit them with it. When they come for the worm on the hook, you pull the line.
Yeah.
So, I think that putting him as a heel, when he comes back, I don't know when he's coming back. I mean, he broke his hand and he was out for the rest of the year.
Yeah.
For some reason, like, there must have been some really bad complications, like with surgery or whatever.
Yeah.
Crazy. I mean, that was his chopping hand. I'm wondering. He's got some hard chops too. So
maybe
I'm wondering if maybe he just wants to make sure that he can chop people at full intensity. I don't know.
Maybe. That
but
might be the case.
So yeah, like, that's the world title. I think that this is backed up by the fact that AEW calls Kenny Omega the first Grand Slam champion. He's a world title holder, world trios, world tag team champion, and international title. I think they consider it that the top mid card title.
Yeah, probably.
The second most important singles title.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think that's a controversial take because of it. That being said, I think it is very much a work rate title. I think it's I think the history establishes that. I mean, look at the guys who've held it. Takeshita, Ospreay, Orange Cassidy, even. Like, he had that incredible run. Pac, Roderick Strong for a little bit there. Even MJF, when he gets going, like, that dude can work in between those ropes. Like, he's not just a character. He can go with the best of them.
Yeah.
So, Okada, one of the greatest of all time. So, with that in mind, it's like the guys that are at that level are like, those guys could be world title contenders with a little bit more help, or with a little bit of a push, or just as like we've seen with like a guy like Bandito. You need the champ to have something to do between the real defenses that he has the actual shot of losing. These are the guys you call on too, if they're not mixing it up for the international title. Like guys like Bandito, like Josh Alexander, like former champions like Takeshita and Orange Cassidy and Pac. Guys like, I think Mike Bailey and Kyle Fletcher have definitely moved into this slot with their late work. I think when he comes back, just due to his presence and aura alone, Keith Lee would probably be easily slotted into this tier.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, just look at that dude. He's instantly a threat just by looking at him. Like, oh, Brock Lesnar said it best when he first saw him enter the Royal Rumble. Ooh, big boy.
Yeah.
I mean, I hate to quote that asshole, but I mean, when you're right, you're right.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I think that's the place for the guys who could, probably the best workers in the company that are the most over, that still haven't quite reached that main event level yet.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, even the current champion, Okada, is probably more suited for the world title than the international title at this point. Like, he's been so well protected, and he is a living legend right now. But, like, he could elevate any one of those guys. I mean, you have others that you would include there too, I imagine. I mean, this is the part where, like, it gets really crowded, I think.
Yeah.
It's like the international title and probably the Continental title are probably like the most crowded field, simply because the glut of talent on this roster.
Yeah. I mean, I would put Claudio would be good here. Pac. You could say, Fletcher for sure. Takeshita could be a guy in here. A lot of the guys from Don Callis family could be, like Josh Alexander.
That's a stud stable right there.
Yeah. Andrade could, depending on how the world title thing lands with the Swerve thing. It could be literally any number of people, and that is the weird part, is like there's so many talented people that like I could sit here and just keep naming names until we got to the end of the roster, basically, and be like, oh, all of those guys compete for the international title, which is why it's so crowded, because it's the same, and I think probably why things like the TNT title and stuff like that like get lost in the shuffle sometimes, is because after the world title, pretty much anybody could challenge for any of those titles at any given time, and it wouldn't be out of place.
Right.
Like we had no wherewithal to have Shelton Benjamin face Moxley for the Continental title or in an eliminator or anything like that, but it happened, and it wasn't out of place. It just, that's pretty much how it is. Like after you get past the world title scene, is like literally if they came out like next week and were like, oh, hey, Truth Magnum from the Outrunners is going to take on, fucking Okada or Briscoe or Moxley, would that be out of place?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
Not even at all. Like, so it's like almost anybody at that point could, and there are some people that I like wouldn't put in the international because I feel like they're a better fit for the TNT. Like people like Yuta and Daniel Garcia would be TNT,
Yeah.
right. But like there's, it's like you almost have to draw a line on the roster to this point where like everybody past that line is like been doing this less than 10 years and probably cut most of their teeth in AEW, and those are the guys who should be fighting for like tag titles and, well, maybe not tag titles, but like they should be fighting for like the TNT title or the Continental title for elevation purposes. Where TNT, where like a little bit of the TNT title scene and the international title and the world title and the tag titles are probably more of a like superstar coming from, they've already been doing this for a long time. They've been in other companies. They came over here, people like Okada, people like FTR, or, people like Osprey or Hangman or MJF or, any of those guys, like where like there's this divide where and most of the guys on the other side of that divide are just people who are younger and still a little green, a little bit.
Yeah.
Like they're not like, I'm not saying Daniel Garcia is not a proficient wrestler and a great one. He is, but would I see like, oh, hey, it's Wednesday, we're going to have Daniel Garcia versus MJF. I'd be like, first of all, heel versus heel, but also really?
Yeah. I mean, we did that.
We did it, but at the same time, it's like, I mean, love to Daniel, but like you're not in the world title scene right now, bro. And the TNT title scene is where I would put it.
Yeah, I mean, with due respect to Mark Briscoe, he's better than the TNT title.
I believe that also. I mean, I'd put him in the international title scene.
Yeah, like I would. Yeah, I have similar outlook about the TNT title. Like the TNT title, like the guys that I would put in there they fit one of two molds. They are either former champions who want to be the best TNT champion of all time, or they are guys who are on the up and you want to strap them up to see how they kind of handle it, and you can kind of move them up from there. It's like your starter title.
Yeah.
It's your WCW TV title,
Yeah.
So like I had guys like Ace Austin in there.
Yeah.
Anthony Bowens. Even guys who are established like Brian Cage, like he with the start stop that he always has, like he could make a really good TNT champion. Buddy Matthews, Hologram.
Yeah.
Lance Archer, Luchasaurus, Sammy Guevara, Scorpio Sky, Wardlow, most of those last several guys are former TNT champions. So I would, see how they do with another reign before I would elevate them. But like, that's like, those are the guys that I would think of for the TNT. It's guys that either want to make history with that belt in particular because of already pre-established history, and they feel like a sense of ownership of it, or guys who kind of want to make a name for themselves, and they're trying to start their momentum.
Yeah.
Like that's why I think like Mark Briscoe is going to be a great TNT champion, but honestly, like he, much like Kyle Fletcher, he's really too big for that belt.
Yeah.
Honestly. Yeah. But they felt the need to give him something because they didn't want to squander the momentum that they had built with him.
Yeah.
So, I mean, and to be fair, Kyle did such a great job as TNT champion that beating him did elevate the belt itself.
Yeah.
So, I mean, that said, I still think it's probably the least important one.
I don't think so, though. And
I mean, or at the very least,
I
it's on the
say
same tier as the national title.
I say the national title is less important, and the only reason I say that is because we have one champion. They've done dick all with it so far, and it just doesn't like the TNT title has lore and history.
Yeah, but I
behind
mean, you
it
could say that about any new title, though.
But yeah,
Like,
I mean, you could, but like in this case, we're on our first champion. We have our first legitimate challenger in Jack Perry, and we're waiting on that match like a couple weeks from now or whatever. But like they introduced it, they hung it off Ricochet, and really Ricochet just kept doing the same stuff he was doing with a belt around his waist now, and there hasn't really been until now, until this week with Jack Perry, there hasn't really been a contender who we feel like is going to step forward and probably take this title from him. Yeah. Now, because of that, because of the lack of lore, because of the lack of prestige, because of the newness of the title, this is one that just at this point in time, now I know this is going to change because Tony Khan is obviously going to be very high on this title at some point, and he's going to elevate it like he does everything else. He's good at elevating things. So we're at ground floor level with the national title right now. And because of that, I put it below the TNT title and also say that motherfucker is pretty much up for grabs to anybody.
I had a slightly different vision for it because I know that Tony Khan wanted this to be what the international title was, as originally the All Atlantic title was conceived of, as like, this is the belt that guys are going to go to other promotions and defend there. Ricochet has done that. Mm-hmm. His first title defense was in some other piddly independent promotion against some guy who I don't even know. With that in mind, I was thinking, okay, you've got a different kind of, a similar deal with the TNT title, but a different mixture of guys as a result. Like, you can also use it as like a lower title to elevate guys, but I would focus on giving it to the guys that are more likely to go either on the independent circuit or bring it to one of our partner promotions in CMLL and New Japan. Mm-hmm. More so CMLL. But that got me thinking, okay, who are the lower card guys that still do a lot of indies, that still do, who are the dual contracted guys with CMLL are great fits for this. Mm-hmm. Mascara Dorada, what's his face, Hechicero, even guys who don't have the dual contracts but still do a lot of CMLL dates, like Commander and like Lee Moriarty, has been doing a lot of dates there, that kind of stuff. I feel like this is a good spot for guys like Nick Wayne or the Beast Mortos or Wheeler Yuta. AR Fox still does a lot of indie dates. Yeah. He would be a great champion that, would be, I mean, you got to put him on TV for one thing. Yeah. But he would be a great, this is a great spot for Daniel Garcia, that kind of thing. I feel like if that's the way you want to go with it, it's still a lower card title, but give it to the guys who are more likely to be going out and doing those other promotions anyway.
Yeah. Yeah.
So those are the guys that I would, that would be the crop that I would choose. They're still closer to the bottom of the card. But different flavor kind of deal. Yeah. Which brings us to the Continental title with its own set of rules. For me, I feel like you lean into the people who are in the tournament most recently. And guys, to me, the Continental title is almost at the level of the international title. I feel like it's still kind of, because it's not part of the Grand Slam, I feel like it's still underneath the international title, but it's still above the national and the TNT title.
Yeah. I feel like that mostly because it's it seems to be the title for guys who are serious competitors. They're not
Guys who
doing any
take it
like
really
yeah,
seriously.
guys who don't do a lot of comedy wrestling, guys who don't do a lot of like bullshit, like Shelton Benjamin is a perfect example. Like
Yeah,
Shelton, Roddy,
Claudio,
Claudio,
Roosh.
Mox, Roosh, yeah, Roosh
Like
for
Roosh would
sure.
be a fantastic Continental
Yeah, he would. Yeah, he
challenger, I think.
would. Um,
Andrade fits this mold,
An-
I think.
Andrade definitely does fit the mold.
Put Shibata in there, like
Yeah.
that kind of thing. You know, most of the guys I have listed have been in the tournament, with a couple of
Mhm.
exceptions. Kyle O'Reilly was going to be in the tournament but got injured. But I put him in here simply because Moxley's the champion.
Yeah.
Like, and
I feel
you
like
can
Kyle probably
draw
would
on
have
that
won
history.
that tournament if he didn't get hurt. Like, I feel like he was going to win that tournament
I
or
feel
get
like that
close,
there's an
you know?
outside chance of that having happened. Yeah.
Yeah. Especially with the whole thing between him and Mox. Like, I think it would have come down to him and Mox and he probably would have won. And,
Yeah. Also, a
but
lot of these guys I feel can do some cool stuff with the time limit. You
yeah.
know, this is another work rate title, but there's also guys who can go for longer periods of time, but can also keep that motor running. Like I put
Mhm.
Roderick Strong in it. Like who's got a better motor than Roderick Strong?
Nobody, fucking
Nobody.
zero people. Yeah.
Like
Um,
nobody's got better cardio than that guy.
yeah.
Um, like I feel like he'd be an excellent Continental champion. Like if they ever wanted to turn him heel and just have constant successful defenses by riding out the 20 minutes
Mhm.
because he's just got a better motor than anybody else, and then have that be his gimmick.
Yeah.
It'd be like, yeah, it's like I don't have to beat you. I just have to, I don't have to outrun the bear. I just have to outrun you, basically,
Yeah.
right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah, I think that would work well for him actually. But I mean, but yeah, that's the kind of person that I put in the Continental title, like in that bracket. Like it's just like it's the serious workers, the people who are like I don't give a fuck what your story is. You're going to come out and have a match, and it's going to be just a fantastic exhibition of wrestling.
Yeah.
And yeah, that's people like Moxley, that's people like Roddy, that's people like Shelton Benjamin and fucking Pack and Claudio, and I know it's a lot of Death Riders. But like, I mean,
Oh, I mean, that is kind of their whole gimmick.
yeah, it
Is
could
that
be,
they're
but I mean, there's other guys too from other factions who can pull that off. Like Dax and Cash are both fantastic, proficiently technical wrestlers.
yeah,
Fucking, there's a couple more guys from the Don Callis family, like Fletcher can be that guy. Um,
yeah.
Takeshita can be that guy. Okada can be that guy.
Even Rocky Romero could get in
Rocky
there
and
with kind of
Trent can both do
sneaky,
that. Yeah, yeah. Rocky and Trent both are actually
Like I didn't
fantastic
include
professional
him
wrestlers.
because he's like I would like save him for tags with Trent when he's
Yeah.
healthy. But like if you wanted to slip it in, like that dude is like I mean he's doing mostly jobs when he's in
Mhm.
matches, so people don't understand how good he is. But
Yeah.
like he's serious. Like I think he holds. I don't know if he holds the record, but he was a longtime CMLL middleweight champion. Like, and they don't. I mean, they give belts to people who can draw.
Yeah.
Like, more the stories in CMLL don't really seem to matter so much as just attractions.
Yeah. Who's
You
over?
know, yeah, who's over
Yeah.
and who's not. So they'll give the belts to people who are over and who are draws, and that's why you see these long title reigns because generally people are over for extended periods of time as attractions.
Yeah.
So, but I think I mean he was middleweight champion there for a long time, historic middleweight champion. So
Yeah.
I think people sleep on him because of the role that he's found himself in when he's on camera now. But like Rocky's really, really talented, and I feel like Continental title you could slip him in there, and you could get like a really good match out of whoever he's up against. Probably not. You probably wouldn't put the belt on him, but you would like have him be like this constant thorn in somebody's side.
Yeah. Yeah, there's a lot of people that could be in the Continental for the AEW roster, but like there's just a few that you're like, man, like this guy is really like this is really like this guy's realm of things.
Yeah,
And this is the kind of people like and not saying that they shouldn't take on other people in other divisions, but like this is This is a
Yeah.
division for like serious competitor types. Like, you know, there's an archetype to it, and
Yeah.
you know, like Shelton Benjamin is a perfect example. So, like, you know,
Yeah.
there's
One
other
thing
guys.
one thing I thought was always lacking that could have been improved upon, like, is if you have a title that has certain rules attached to it.
Mhm.
I kind of don't. I kind of feel like it's silly to have those rules apply only for those title defenses. Like, if you're in that division, there should be matches in that division that aren't for the title but still have the same rule set.
Yeah,
This is a pure rules match. Is it for the belt? No, but it's in the pure rules division. So if you have rankings in the division, like, this is how you don't get a pure rules title shot without actually proving you can do the pure rules. You know, that
right.
kind of deal. I
Yeah,
always felt like, the Continental title, like, why don't they do more matches with the Continental rules?
they
You
should.
know, all they do is eliminator matches. I mean, I suppose that if you're going to continue to do the tournament, they feel people may have had their fill with that.
Yeah. I mean, there's a lot
But
of matches at the end of the year that are in that
yeah,
same format. So I could see where they're like, okay, we're only going to do eliminator matches when we're not doing the tournament because we do,
yeah,
you know, like 36 something matches or something like that at the end of the
right,
year with this format. So I can see that, I guess, but I do understand. Yeah, I see your point, and I agree with it. I'd be like, why isn't Shelton and Pack taking each other on to see who gets the next eliminator match in a Continental Rules match? You know, like
right, yeah. Leave
stuff
your
like that.
pals in the back, and you have a 20-minute time limit. If you go to a draw, well, guess what? Neither one of you are contenders,
Yeah,
and we'll go to the next pair of people on the list.
yeah,
You have to work your way back up.
exactly. Like yeah, I could get with that. But yeah, that's a
It would
that's
make it
a
feel like there's an actual division
yeah,
with set contenders, people vying for that title in particular, as opposed to just, oh, Tony Khan has declared that I've got a title shot. Okay, guess I'll take it. You
yeah,
know?
yeah. We need a little bit more structure in that one because that's kind of more of a restricted division too. Because there's like not
Yeah.
like there's a lot of people who could be just not in that division, and it wouldn't be a problem because just that's just not the type of shit they do.
Yeah, like, I don't want Big Bill in that division.
Yeah, exactly,
You know? Can
exactly.
you imagine a 20-minute Big Bill match?
No,
I like the guy and everything, but, like, I don't know if he could go 20 minutes.
the only way I imagine a 20-minute Big Bill match is if he's in a tag team like
Yeah.
with like Brian, you know,
Yeah, where he doesn't have to,
yeah, where he
where he
doesn't have
can
to be in
share the
there
load, you know?
yeah, he doesn't have to be there all 20 minutes, yeah, or like a 4-way or something where he gets the powder
Yeah.
for like half the match, yeah, like
Yeah.
yeah, that's the only way I see that happening. Like, I mean, he's also too physically imposing to really draw a match out with him. Like, it would have to be somebody else just as
Yeah.
physically imposing as it'd have to be like Claudio or somebody like that to really justify 20 minutes. You know, because Big Bill could literally, I mean, he looks like he could kill anyone. So it would have to,
Yeah.
you would have to justify it with somebody equally killer. You know, so
Agreed.
yeah, but yeah,
But yeah, like, that's my take. I feel like, you know, as long as you give each belt kind of a specific identity,
hmm
you can still have them be, well, this is higher up on the totem pole than the other, but, like, it's what, like, Tony clearly wants all the titles to mean something. That's why he's got all of these divisions, even the lesser ones,
yeah,
with freaking dudes that can go and that are over. Like, every single one of them is over in their own way. Every single one of them can go, like, but then you wind up with guys who are, like, too big for their division. Like,
yeah, and that keeps happening, unfortunately.
And it keeps
but also
happening.
fortunately, like,
yeah, like, it gives them something to put on their resume. It rewards them for their work ethic and for their what they put in. But at the same time, it's on the lower levels, it's keeping people from being elevated.
yeah,
because, like, you know, and you can say that they tried that with like Daniel Garcia in the TNT title role, Jack Perry,
Mm-hmm.
and it didn't really do anything for them. Well, I mean, that's not a reason to change the goal of that belt to just another title for somebody else who's over to win.
Yeah.
What that means is you've got to try it with different guys and see who of those crop of guys can elevate it.
Yeah.
Like, it's not like, it was like when they put the WCW TV title on Lex Luger. It's like, what are we even doing? This guy's a record-setting U.S. champion, a multiple-time world champion. Why are we strapping him with the low card belt?
Yeah.
Like, what are we even doing?
Oh no.
So, I mean, it feels a little bit like that with Mark Briscoe, except that we all like Briscoe, so we kind of let it slide.
Yeah.
Because at least he has something. But this is this man who was Ring of Honor world champion, and now he's the TNT champion.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't know. It seems like he's not shooting for the stars exactly.
Yeah.
But in any case, that's how I would kind of stratify them.
Yeah. I mean, I think it's
I think for the most part, you and I are kind of on the same page. We have a little bit of disagreement, but that's good. That's good. That makes for interesting conversation, and it means that I don't feel bad about talking so much and taking over the conversation, as I inevitably tend to do. That I'm really, really trying hard not to, but
Oh, yeah. But yeah, I think we got a pretty good idea of who should be in what division, and just, I mean, how it's all going to shake out in the end, and
yeah.
And it's pro wrestling, so is there really an end? And the answer is no.
There's no off season.
No. 52 weeks a year, 4 hours a week, and it shit keeps going. People like to live.
Some of the best 4 hours of the week, too. Let me tell you.
Yeah, it is. It is the best 4 hours of my week, unless I'm on vacation or, other things that we'll not discuss here.
Engaging in activities.
Yes, engaging in activities. But yeah, it's my favorite 4 hours of the week right now, and we'll see how this all kind of shakes out and how the division's going to shake out over the next few months, because like with the case of Mark Briscoe and Kyle Fletcher before him, they elevated that title so hard that it's like, how you're gonna have to elevate somebody really hard to get to that title and then take it from the guy who beat the guy who elevated it basically to the main event scene. Like, Fletcher took that belt into like a main event title. Like, it's going to be really hard to cool it off unless you just leave it on Briscoe and don't do anything with him. But I don't think the fans are going to have that. So
I don't think so either. Like,
yeah.
I mean, they'll have to figure something out. I mean, he can't be champ forever.
No, he can't. But you're gonna have to find a damn good reason for him to lose it too. So yeah, that's gonna be a rough one. But yeah, I think that's us for the week.
Yeah,
got a pretty good idea of where we should go with these divisions, but the wrestling was good this week, and it's looking like it's gonna shape up to be pretty good next week. I'm dying for this Swerve and Andrade match, dude.
I know. I can't wait. Wednesday can't come soon enough.
No, it fucking can't. It can't. And so yeah, that's us for the week. Remember, it is a fucking shitty and terrible world out there. Keep your head on a swivel. Remain safe. Keep yourself out of bad situations. And as always, fuck ice.
Yeah, fuck ice.
Fuck ice. And we love y'all. Peace.